everybody, and welcome back to the Triple Crown Wargaming Studio with me, the Chieftain. I'm actually talking!
You are?
I'm talking in intro!
You don't normally do this.
I'm not, I can see he's already going to be silent over there. And I am joined once again by the Duke.
Hello.
And the Loremaster. There you go. And we are back with another deep dive, and this one is my child, not my first army.
Your child?
My child of fantasy.
Just so I'm clear, you've fused metal plates to your child's flesh.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You try and beat him down, mate. You try and beat him down now. Yes, we're looking for the Warriors of Chaos. And they are my joint favourite army for fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Beastmen, dude.
Beastmen.
I do
You love the Children of Chaos, don't you?
I do love a Beastman.
Yeah. You are an animal, so I can understand why.
And we're going to follow the same format. If you watch the Wood Elf deep dive, we're going to follow the same format. We're going to go through the Grand Army composition list because that's the only one here.
Yep.
We're going to go through the special rules and generic items. Spoilers, no generic items.
No.
And then
They do have marks.
They do have the marks. We'll go through those, and then we're going to go through the units, and after that, we're going to go through mutations, magic items, and the laws of chaos.
Yes.
So, shall we just get straight into it?
Yeah, let's get stuck in.
So, the Warriors of Chaos Grand Army composition list is generically the same as pretty much everything else, apart from what you can take, as you would expect.
Yeah, so 50% for characters, because that's kind of a pool now.
Yeah.
25% of your army must be core. 20 up to 50 on special, up to 25 on rare. Mercenaries at 20, allies at 25.
Do we actually know how mercenaries work yet?
There are some of the Bretonian and possibly Tomb King armies of infamy have specific mercenaries.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mercenary options.
I think it's only the Bretts at the moment, actually.
Yeah.
I might be mistaken though. I've not read the book for Tomb Kings that closely yet.
But anyway, characters wise, as James said, you can take 50% of your army can be spent on characters, and you can take 0 to 1 Chaos Lords or Demon Princes, and that's flat. You can't. That's not more the points played.
Yeah, that's
just a flat
unusual, not per 1,000 point one, isn't it?
The Duke is the same.
Yeah, there's not many though.
There's not many like that. No. So you're going to take one Chaos Lord Demon Prince. You can't double up on Demon Princes anymore, which you used to be able to do.
Do you know what?
I don't mind that.
You know, I don't mind that.
Thematically, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to suffer a rival, are they? So.
No, Chaos Lords and Demon Princes. It's a hard choice between the two of those now, to be honest. I think you're probably going to go for Chaos Lords because of obvious reasons.
Yeah. I can't think why. Fire breathing mount.
The next option is 0 to 1 Exalted Champions or Sorcerer Lords per 1,000 points. So Exalted Champions are now, because the Chaos Lord or Chaos Champions are now 3 tiers.
Yeah, the same as you got for
Bretonians,
really kind of.
Paladins, Barons, Dukes.
Yeah.
You now have.
I'm trying to think if there's any others.
No, there should be for vampires, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There was in the past, but there isn't. So
yeah,
I won't comment on that.
Exalted Champions are your second tier of Chaos Champion.
Yeah, so a second tier of like combat.
It's basically, I look as what it used to be. It's like an Exalted Hero in 8th edition with an additional wound.
Yes.
Is what it is in essence.
Yeah.
And you got Sorcerer Lords, which are level 4s at that point in time, or level 3s or level 4s.
Yeah.
And they're per 1,000 points.
Yeah, which is fine.
Just fine.
What's quite spicy about that actually is, although you're 0 to 1 on your real big combat hitters, you could have a real big combat hitter and 2 sorcerers in 2,000 points.
Yes. Yeah, you can.
Whereas for a lot of other armies, they can't. So you've got that unusual 0 to 1 hit, but you're getting it back a little bit by the fact that
you can have,
for example, for my elves, I can have a Glade Lord or a Spell
Weaver.
Weaver's the big one.
Yeah.
Per 1,000 points, but I can't. Yeah, here I can have kind of a little bit
the 0 to 1 Chaos Lord Demon Prince being a several options actually it's a blessing and a curse.
I can see both.
But as Chaos is always quite expensive, if you take 2 level 4s and a Chaos Lord, you've got nothing else in your
You have pretty much spent 50% of your points.
Why are you concerned? You've got 2 level 4s and a Chaos Lord.
And a Chaos Lord is properly mounted.
Yeah.
And then the last option is Aspiring Champions and Exalted Sorcerers, which are your lowest levels. So your level 2s, or 1s level 2s, and your lowest level of Chaos Champion.
Yes.
And you take as many of those as you want.
Good.
And
that's interesting. Sorry, I've read a bit ahead.
You read a bit ahead.
Yeah.
And your core, at least 25% of your army's points value must be spent on either Chaos Warriors, Chaos Marauders, Forsaken, Chaos Knights now as well, Marauder Horsemen, and Chaos Warhounds. So Chaos Knights are the big switch from Special to Core.
And then sort of the other way, you've lost Chariot.
We lost the Chaos Chariot is now a special option as well, which went back into Special as it was in 7th.
I think it's nice that you've got it in Special though, because a lot of armies' Chariots have been moved to Rare.
Well, one of our Chariots has been moved.
So I think it's nice that
You see,
Cavalry,
You
yeah,
shunted
special
across
spot,
core
right.
to special,
Yeah.
special to
but we're
rare.
getting Chaos Knights
Um,
into core, which I think is good. It means that Chaos in this at the moment can be a competitive faction.
They can be very fast,
Yeah.
for sure. It's nice you've got no restrictions on your core.
No, I don't.
Other than that sort of.
I don't have
25%.
to take a unit of anything.
Don't have to take anything you want. Limited to only being able to take a certain number
yeah.
of things.
Would have been really upset if I would have had to take a unit of Marauders.
I was actually
Yeah,
very shocked.
I couldn't.
Sorry, Scott.
That's right. I was just going to say I couldn't have seen you having to take Marauders. I could have seen you having to take Warriors.
I'm very shocked that they weren't compulsory.
Yeah.
Well, the Warriors.
Is that just the 1+
you know,
unit of
Warriors,
Warriors?
Chaos Warriors weren't compulsory.
Yeah.
You know, Warriors of Chaos Army. So,
I mean, I'm more surprised they weren't the Marauders, because Marauders have always formed the core in the fluff of a Warriors Chaos Army. They're always they're always the horde nature. That's why Warrior Chaos has always outnumbered the Empire. Whatever it is. Surprisingly, seeing as the Warriors Chaos cost more than the Empire.
yeah. Either way, it's a good touch, really, for you.
Yes.
You've got a nice light one. Although your restrictions are kind of hitting you elsewhere. So
Yeah, we get hit by
Special.
We do get hit by the restriction of special, which is 0 to 1 units of Chaos Chosen Warriors, and that's flat. It's not even just 0 to 1 per 1,000.
Nope.
You always take 1 unit chosen per army, and 0 to 1 units of chosen Chaos Knights per army as well.
It's I suppose nice that you can have a unit of on foot chosen and a unit of mounted chosen.
Yeah.
They didn't just go 1 unit of either of these.
Thematically,
that would have been really harsh.
I do like the idea thematically of saying, "Oh, these are your chosen. You're not going to have many of them, but they're all
No.
going to band together into a single unit."
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to do what I did, which was run 2 chosen units and go for the multiple rolls of the Eyes of the Gods table.
No.
yeah.
Which we'll get into that in a second, but Eyes of the Gods is got, in essence.
It is.
And then you can take units of Chaos Ogres, Chaos Trolls, Chaos Spawn, Chaos Chariots, and Chimeras. Chaos Chariots, as we said, are in special now. And Dragon Ogres, they are in the special as well, but we're going to have to keep flicking back and forth.
We are going to have to flip back.
Because they are not in...
list.
Yeah, they're not in the Warriors Chaos list, they're in the Beastman Army list, but they are able to be part of the Warriors Chaos Army list as well. And into Rare, the Gorbeast Chariot, which did get shunned down to Rare, which...
No limit though.
No limit.
No.
I don't understand it, because their fluff-wise for stuff being moved is that demons aren't as powerful, but the Gorbeast isn't a demon.
Well, but that's not why they've moved Chariots in the high elves.
No. So no,
You know what I mean?
I'm going by the Warriors.
I guess it's because if you had in your special slot, if you had the option of a Chaos Chariot or a Gorbeast Chariot, would you ever take the Chaos Chariot?
Yes, it's faster.
It's faster. Yeah, I mean, I think you're right though. I think separating the slots also means that if you wanted to do a chariot army,
you can then spend more points on chariots. So it is arguably better actually. The chariots
yeah,
are
it is
across
better
these
because
slots.
the rare slot is not that grand.
No. You take 0 to 1 Hell Cannons per 1,000 points,
Yeah.
so 2 Hell Cannons, 2,000 points. Fine enough.
4 too many.
4 too many. You can take 0 to 1 Dragon Ogre Shagoffs per unit of Dragon Ogres.
Yep.
So you can't take them per 1,000.
Can't take them on their own.
On their own.
I don't mind that.
Dragon Ogres and Dragon Ogre Shagoffs actually got a bit of buff in my opinion.
Yeah, I think they're better.
They think they did quite good. And Chaos Giants per 1,000, 0 to 1 Chaos Giants per 1,000 points. And again, we have to switch to Beast and Brayhurst.
Yes.
The Giants themselves, they are good to be honest.
I think
Giants
they're better.
they are better.
Yeah.
I
think they're a lot better than they were.
Look, overall, I'll be the one to do it. The big gripe I have here is they took stuff away.
Yeah,
yes.
you've
lost
lost
your sort of demonic thing.
We've lost Health Striders, we've lost Skull Crushers. Skull Crushers are the big one.
Yeah.
Skull Crushers are the big
I also
one.
think we've lost flavour. We've got demonic mounts. We haven't got the kind of flavour as such that we
We
made.
haven't got
The
Juggernauts, Discs, Hellstriders.
The thing with
we
demonic
haven't got
mounts,
the
you
flavour
can
they want.
use your Juggernaut mounted lords as demonic mounts.
Yeah, of course.
But
if you had like 8 Skull Crushers in your 8th edition army,
yeah,
you're not going to have 8 characters on demonic mounts, are you?
I did have like 6 Skull Crushers.
Yeah.
look, for me, and I'll be the one that says it, I don't mind. I don't mind being the bad guy. Because actually, I don't think I am. I think it's fundamentally wrong to take units out of an army list. That people have got models in their collection for, that they've got stuff for. And, the justification, this idea of like the demons fluff or whatever they want to say, for me it doesn't wash because you've set the fluff that way. So you made those choices, and I don't think it's very fair to take models.
I mean,
away from
the loss of them is
you're going to see them as unit fillers. I think.
Yeah,
That's
I also could absolutely see them forming part of one or more armies of infamy when the journal eventually comes out.
Maybe
if they want to do that sort of thing, or if they want to continue the story by going actually into like the war against chaos.
Maybe, and you know what? I wouldn't be unhappy if they said, well, they're going to form part of an army of infamy, and that actually like they're not widespread, but you can still use your figures. For me, it's the thing where they say you can't use your figures that I fundamentally disagree with. But like you say, I think that would be a really great idea.
I could definitely see that being the case as well. It's just a case of when is that actually going to happen? When might we see that?
And at the time of recording, we're still waiting for the Awesome Goblins.
Yes, we are.
You'll be dead.
And then the last little bit for the Grand Army composition is the Battle Standard Bearer.
This is what I read ahead
to. A single Exalted Champion or Aspiring Champion can be a Battle Standard Bearer. So you can have the 2 low levels.
Yeah, you can have a pretty mid-level guy carrying your Battle Standard.
So you can have what I think was the only 3 wound Infantry Battle Standard Bearer outside the Slan, I think.
Probably, yeah.
The only one that's not 2 wounds. Maybe the White King.
The White King's still got 3. I don't know if he
the higher level, higher level White King.
But I think
White Lord.
The White Lord might not be able to be a Battle Standard. I think it's only like the lower one now.
But I do like the idea that you can have a 3 wound Battle Standard Bearer and you can make them pretty meaty.
Yeah, that is quite nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the Grand Army list.
Yes.
Very quick and easy to go through there.
Special rules?
Special rules wise. We're going to start.
I'm flicking.
Scott's still trying to find the page.
81.
Thank you. Oh, almost 71. That's close.
10 pages out.
I found it.
Chaos Armour. I'm going to get started.
Go on, you get started. Chaos Armour. This is now a rule, not an item, which does hurt a little bit.
It's a shame. I just think it's a shame because full plates become... Look, as a high elf that can now take full plate, obviously I'm very happy. But I think it's a shame that full plates become so widespread in a way because there were the factions that uniquely had full plate, like your Dwarves, your Empire, your Warriors of Chaos. You know, effectively had what would be full plate armour, 4-up armour. They had Chaos Armour, Gromril, or as it was, full plate. I think that's a shame in a way, but because that's a standardised armour piece now, Chaos come with full plate armour. Not everything does, but Chaos can take full plate armour. Chaos Armour's changed to this rule whereby it has an X value of X+. The X+ representing the ward save that they gain from having the Chaos Armour special rule. So it's effectively a ward save now.
It's not a conditional ward save. That's just a ward save you have all the time.
And wizards with that rule can cast spells without penalty. And I do think this is important because there are some factions that seem to have lost the ability to cast in armour, and other factions that seem to have gained it quite a lot. So I think from a point of view of Chaos, this was a necessity rule. That they needed this. So,
to be honest, they've always had that sort of thing. Chaos Armour always let cast spells while wearing it.
Yes, but they needed that because there's a lot of stuff that's been able to cast spells in armour for some time and they can't.
Chaos Armour, I think, is a.
Do you sense the salt coming from that side of the studio?
I mean, no. I can sense his sadness for his vampires. But Chaos Armour in general, I think, is a good rule.
Yeah,
I think it's a good rule. The Chosen come with it. The Chaos characters come with it.
The Demon Prince.
Demon Prince comes with 4. Demon Prince comes with 4 at 1.
He's the best.
He's the best.
Yeah.
All the Chaos characters, like even all 3 tiers of Lord, and
they're
the 2,
5-up,
they're all 5-ups.
Yeah.
And your Chosen are 6-ups.
That is absolutely baller because I'm not spending points on a ward save.
You're spending 30 points on the Talisman.
So I'm looking and saying, actually, I can deck this guy out for the beat stick fight,
which he's absolutely built for.
Oh, they're terrifying. Yeah, really good.
So Chaos Armour, good rule.
Yeah, I like the 4-up on the Demon Prince as well, actually.
Yeah, it does.
Because that sort of helps you, or it doesn't help you, but it makes it more of a choice. Do I go for the Demon Prince? Do I go for the Chaos Lord?
Yeah.
It also mitigates a bit of the fact that he is a lot. He's lost a bit of a step in terms of his raw survivability.
Yeah.
He's closer to he was in 6th and 7th than he was in 8th.
He's still survivable, but not as survivable.
Yeah, it's the fact he's not just unbreakable anymore. It's the fact he's also unstable,
and he can't get that armor up like he could before.
No, he can't get the one. He can no longer get the one.
Yeah, he could get a really god tier armor, which he can't get.
Do you want to do in-source weapons?
Sure. In-source weapons, a hand weapon carried by a model with this special rule has magical attacks and an armor-piercing characteristic of -1. And this only applies to a single non-magical hand weapon, doesn't apply to a model's mount. If the model is using 2 hand weapons or any other sort of weapon, this special rule ceases to apply.
This type of rule is common across a lot of the armies.
Yes. Sometimes it does slightly different things.
Yeah, no.
Reroll ones is common, or
Murderous Prowess. What's some of the other ones out there? Capesh. Gromwell crafted arm weapon.
Gromwell hand weapons. Yeah, very similar. They're -1.
There is a sort of when I say common, like the common rule is that you can only use it with a single hand weapon.
Yeah, regular hand weapons have this now.
Yes.
Effectively.
In source weapons, though, -1 AP is good.
Yes.
Magical attacks
massive
is quite a bit. It's good against a single law of magic. Means you're not.
I disagree. It's good against ethereal. It's good against. There's also quite a lot of units.
Stuff.
There's also quite a lot of units that have conditional ward savey things. Things that say they get a 5-up ward save or a 6-up ward save against non-magical attacks. I think it comes up a bit more than you think it's going to.
The big thing for me is there's no negative to having magical
attacks.
attacks.
No, not anymore. No, you're not being.
Like, it will either do nothing or do good things.
There's
no negative.
What I love the idea here is that Warriors of Chaos are really good at fighting demons of chaos.
Yeah. Yes. Weirdly,
they're really good at fighting demons.
would maybe make some sense that they would have experience with demons.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the cry and shame with all of these rules, and we'll talk about them again in other videos. I think the cry and shame is they don't apply to me having an additional hand weapon. To me,
additional hand weapon, no.
Like, just to me, if I pick up. So I've got a Chaos Sword, and it's an Ensorcelled Sword. If I pick up the one next to it, they cease to interact. There seems to be some sort of nullification of each other.
I can understand when say it doesn't apply to halberd because that's fine.
Absolutely.
An additional hand weapon.
That's the one for me that sticks out. You've got two of that hand weapon, and suddenly it stops working. So I just think that's a shame. I think it's clearly meant to be a balancing issue. They think additional attacks from the hand weapon.
And in source weapons, I think
shouldn't be.
In source weapons, pretty much on everything that's in chaos armor. From what I remember off the top of my head.
So Warriors don't have it.
Warriors do it. No, like the stuff that has chaos armor on the model.
Right. Okay.
Model with chaos, like the Chaos Warriors, Chosen,
yeah.
Forsaken, all that sort of stuff.
For me, these rules just mean that additional hand weapons, which were only sort of moderately popular in previous sets of rules, will remain moderately popular at best in this set of rules.
Yeah, I just don't think you're going to see them because I think you either go for
halberds,
like a halberd or a great weapon for the strength and AP, depending on how much strength and AP you want, or you go for a shield and use your single hand weapon for a bit of a better armor.
Keep it cheap and get the better save.
Unfortunately, I still do think the halberd is king.
I would probably agree.
For Warriors? Yeah, probably. Great weapons have took a real nerf in, so I agree.
Yeah. Alright, Gaze of the Gods is the next one, and this is basically the replacement to Eye of the Gods.
Can I leave? Yeah. This is really long.
It's not as long as Eye of the Gods. We're sitting here for 25 minutes going through Eye of the Gods. Gaze of the Gods. So during the command subphase of their turn, a character with a special rule may choose to roll on the Gaze of the Gods table.
I like the fact it's a choice.
Yeah, you don't have to, and it's a choice. And you roll a d6 and you pick the result. The one result is the champion is beset by visions of the realm of chaos. This model becomes subject to stupidity for the remainder of the game. If they already have this special rule, they suffer a -1 modifier to their leadership. These is a rough result.
That's a savage result.
It is a rough result, but there are items to mitigate if you actually get that result.
And it's very cheap. I don't have to do it.
You don't have to roll it, and it does mean that it's quite funny if you I'm a beseech the gods!
Oh, I'm stupid. Particularly when it's turn 1.
You were stupid for doing that. That's
and so the second result, number 2, is unnatural quickness. To the champion, time itself seems to slow around them. Until your next start of turn subphase, this model gains a +1 modifier to initiative. So a maximum of 10.
Awesome.
So just to sort of summarise the table, basically 2 and 3 are this turn only.
They are what do you call it? Temporaries.
Yeah, one round, and 4+ is rest of the game. And obviously 1 is rest of the game, stupidity.
Number 3 is Iron Skin. Beneath their Baroque armour, the champion's skin becomes like iron. Until your next start turn subphase, this model gains a +1 modifier to toughness.
Very good.
So I just remembered Rocky 4. He is iron.
He is iron.
Other boxing movies are available.
Rocky
1 to 3.
That's when he's fighting Drago at the end.
In
Drago's corner are like, just knock him out, and he's like, I can't. He is like iron.
He is iron. Number 4 is Murderous Mutation. Long tentacles whip from beneath the champion's armour to grasp at their enemies. For the remainder of the game, this model gains +1 modifier to weapon skill. That description does not translate into the benefit.
No, but I like it anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, long tentacles...
The tentacles hold you still so I can hit you easier.
Surely the tentacles give you +1 attack, but that's the next one.
That's the next one.
Yeah, so next one, Dark Fury. A terrible rage grips the champion. For the remainder of the game, this model gains +1 attack.
Really good.
Which again is a really good modifier. And then the sixth one is Apotheosis. The champion is blessed with demonic vitality. For the remainder of the game, the model gains +1 modifiers to both strength and leadership.
That's so good.
It is.
Yeah.
Modifying strength is less powerful now. It doesn't affect armour directly, but it's still very good.
It still affects armour saves than it would be. But again,
the leadership is amazing.
Yeah. Gaze of the Gods table. It is a choice. It's a fun little mechanic you can choose to do.
It's also they do also clarify all of the stat increases are to a maximum of 10.
Yes.
Or to a minimum of 2 if you're a reducer.
Yeah, but I think basically all your characters have this. Even the Demon Prince, which doesn't make sense to me, but we'll go from it.
It also does specify only applies to them, not their mount, if they have one.
Oh, good.
Which I'm glad they do.
It's nice that that's happening.
Your Chaos Dragon's not getting anything like that.
No, for me, I think I probably roll this every turn.
I don't know if I'd do it turn 1.
I don't know why you wouldn't. Because I'd also take at least one of the item that just lets you re-roll it. Spoilers.
Yeah, I feel like I could see maybe not for turn 1 because half the results are pretty rubbish on turn 1.
Yeah, it's a 4+, I suppose.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
2 and 3 are probably not a lot of use, but definitely once I'm close to the enemy, this is going on every time.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I think it depending on what you're facing, you could be in combat by your turn 2.
Yeah, you could.
So actually,
turn 1 maybe.
It could be turn 1 if you go first and you're against Cav. It could be turn 1, so even the 2 or the 3 might work out quite well for you.
Yeah, I think once you're mixing it is when I'm
100%.
thinking it's going to happen
Yeah,
quite a bit.
Alright, Marks of Chaos. Go on, I'll take this one because this is a meaty one.
Next page.
Yeah, so the Marks of Chaos, they have retained, they've been remained in the game, which I quite like.
I'm glad they kept that.
They kept. It would have been a massive shame if they got rid of it.
Yeah, I'm also glad that being undivided actually does something.
Yeah, the Mark of Undivided is back.
Yeah.
It's back, baby. So many models in this army list have the Mark of Chaos Undivided listed amongst their special rules. Of those that do, some have the option to replace it with a mark of a specific Chaos God. And the same rules really apply that was in 8th edition. So a model cannot have more than one mark. All models in a unit must have the same mark. A character with the mark of a specific Chaos God can only join a unit with the same mark. So a Mark of Khorne characters only join Mark of Khorne units. Or a unit with the Mark of Undivided, or a unit with no mark.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
The fact they can combine with Undivided is nice.
Yeah. And a character with the Mark of Chaos Undivided can join any unit as normal.
So there's an argument to say your characters probably want to stay undivided quite a lot of the time.
Unless
their stats are good enough.
Unless they're going by themselves on, say, a dragon.
Yeah, unless you're really you really themed your army hard.
Yeah.
Or unless you're a wizard, in which case I think Mark of Tzeentch, if you're going for a Tzeentch unit, would be good.
Anyway, so note that with the exception of demonic mounts, the benefits granted by the Marks of Chaos apply only to its bearer, not their mount. So you do your mounts.
Your
demonic mounts are getting the benefit. Which does mean your palanquins, your juggernaut models, your booby snakes.
But they are, if I'm rightly, just one stat.
They are just a demonic mount.
Yeah, they are just a demonic mount. Anyway, the Mark of Chaos Undivided. Models of the Mark of Undivided may reroll any failed fear, panic, or terror tests.
Don't hate it at all.
No, that's good. And pretty much everything in your army has this.
And their leadership is,
is okay.
Very average.
Yeah.
Yep. Mark of Khorne does what it said does what it's always done. Give you frenzy.
Yep.
Very nice.
Mark of Nurgle. Now this is the big one people are looking to change, and it has changed. Any enemy models directed attacks against a model with a Mark of Nurgle during the combat phase must reroll any hits of a natural 6.
Yeah, so half your chance of being poisoned as well.
Yeah, it does half your chance, and your higher. We'll go over these in a bit detail in a second. Mark Sinesh, models of Mark Sinesh have +1 initiative during the first round of any combat. Additionally, if the majority of models in the unit have the Mark Sinesh, the unit automatically passes any panic test it requires to make.
That's very nice.
The Mark of Tzeentch, all models of Mark of Tzeentch have flame attacks and magic res 1. In addition, if a wizard of Mark of Tzeentch has joined a unit with the Mark of Tzeentch that has a unit strength of 10 or more, they may apply a +1 modifier to any casting roll they make. Should they leave the unit for any reason, or should the unit strength fall below 10, the modifier is lost.
Yep.
So, overall, Sinesh, I think, and Nurgle are up there in terms of some of the best ones.
Interesting. Okay.
Interesting.
For me, I think Undivided and Slanesh are generally, for me, the two best ones. If I'm thinking about like combinations with a wizard, I think Tzeentch is very good.
Khorne, I do think it's left in the mud.
Yeah, because there's no option to stop you charging now with frenzy other than having units in the way.
The fact the frenzy you have to declare the charge if you're in range.
Yeah.
Good thing charge ranges are a lot smaller these days.
For infantry, yeah, that's very true.
So, but if you are a frenzied cav unit,
you're charging a lot.
It is an issue.
And Nurgle, I think's okay, but I don't.
It's not the powerhouse it used to be.
Oh, absolutely not. Which is fair enough. I think it was very reasonably toned down from what it was.
Yeah.
Especially
Especially with the high weapon skill that the Warriors have.
Yes.
They still have.
Yeah, I think because going first a lot of the time in combat is key, I want to, almost make sure I'm going first as much as I can, and that's why I think Slaanesh
is a really good. I think a lot of people do go with Slaanesh most of the time. Some people, to be honest, a lot of people just stick with Chaos Undivided.
Yeah, which again I don't think is a bad thing.
Your Chariots, your Marauders, all that sort of stuff, they stick with Chaos Undivided.
Yeah. So for me, I'm pretty much in agreement with Scott. Chaos Undivided I really like.
That's a shock.
I like the fact that it's not costing me anything either.
Yeah. No, it is completely free.
That's
another
big
consider
draw.
though, is the cost of all.
Yeah.
To be fair,
it's another big draw.
Yeah.
But Marcus and Slaanesh stand out for me. I get a bit of Chaos Undivided in there because I ignore my panic, which is the thing I'm actually most concerned about.
Yeah.
It's the thing I'm most concerned about.
Yeah.
Because fear is much less powerful now that it's tied to my unit strength.
Yes.
And so actually terror isn't great for me.
No.
But I can probably stomach taking a terror test
The
or
odds
two.
terror test.
Yeah. By having the panic. But the +1 initiative, I've been saying for a while now.
Modify to initiative. Yeah.
I think if it modifies your initiative up, if it modifies your leadership up, it's really powerful.
It is only for the first round of combat, so you have got to try and do as much damage as you can in that first round.
True.
But you've only got to kill the front rank.
You only kill the front rank.
And then you're not getting attacked back.
And if you are a charging cav unit, then it does help. It helps you out your infantry as well.
Yeah.
And we both know there's items that can whip away my opponent's
we'll get
initiative as well. So this is huge.
Yeah.
Big fan. The Zench one, I agree with Scott. I think has potential strength and power
in the right sort of
in the right sort of context.
Yeah.
I like the flame attacks if you're fighting a lot of undead.
But,
if you fight a lot of undead, means that the undead just aren't getting their regens. Because they all have flammable.
Do they?
Yeah.
a lot of it does.
Yeah.
Not everything.
Not everything does, but a lot of the infantry stuff does.
But I don't think it's enough for me to care.
No.
If I'm honest.
No. The magic resi's alright.
I'm only doing it really for the magic, and I think it's maybe a bunker at the back with my wizard rather than like anything else.
And then knowing having the experience that I've had with wizards in units, I'm not sure a lot of the time it's the best place for them. So I'm not sure that you're going to get that benefit a lot of the time.
And at that point, they want to say mark undivided.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't panic, which is really strong.
Well, they will panic. They can re-roll it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, it's
or they go
undivided.
Slaanesh.
Well, they go Slaanesh because they are the majority of the unit is Slaanesh.
Yes, because they are a unit of one.
Khorne, I do think you could get some value out of Khorne, but I think you need to be really kind of careful with it. Small units of can Forsaken still take Khorne?
They have
different ones
because they're like demons of them.
Small units that kind of blast stuff, maybe, or individual characters that you want to throw hard into stuff.
I like the idea of frenzy on a chariot.
Or that. Yeah. But for me, Nurgle, I think it's a bit. It's good. It seems more balanced than it was. Yeah. But for me, I just think the others look more attractive.
Slaanesh is probably up there.
I think that's the one I'd choose almost all the time.
Shall we go into some characters then?
Let's do it.
Let's start with the Champions of Chaos, and these are your combat characters. And they are still the beat sticks they were.
Still flicking on there.
They are still pretty decent. So you've got Chaos Lords, Exalted Champions, and Aspiring Champions, going from 195, 125, and 70 points in value.
70 points.
Very cheap.
Sparring champion. He's absolutely outrageous.
He's just a 2-wound champion.
Just bear with me. I think he's about 10 points more than the Captain of the Empire. And I might be mistaken, but I feel like he is not a lot more than the Captain.
I think he might be the same points as Captain of the Empire.
Which, if that's the case, we are in wild territory.
To be fair, he has got the same stat line, but
no, he hasn't.
But he does have chaos armor.
To be fair, Captain of the Empire is only 45.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, well, Captain of the Empire's only got 2 attacks now, which is quite poor.
Chaos Lords, they are still weapon skill 7, so they dropped a point of weapon skill.
Yep.
Still strength toughness 5. They gained a wound.
Yeah.
They're now 4 wounds. They lost
a
point of initiative, and they've still got 5 attacks, and they're still leadership 9.
Yeah.
And the Exalted Champions and Aspiring Champions are the same, except the weapon skill and the toughness and the strength drop.
Yeah, so the Exalted Champion stays at 5, strength 5, but goes down to toughness 4.
With weapon skill 6, initiative 5.
Yep, and 4 attacks.
And
leadership 8, and then the Aspiring Champion drops another weapon skill down to 5, another strength down to 4, keeps his toughness of 4, drops wounds down to 2, initiative down to 4, and attacks down to 3, but keeps leadership 8.
Keeping leadership 8 is good.
The 55 point increase from the Aspiring Champion to Exalted Champion, I think, is worth it all the time. if you can.
Yeah,
If you're gonna be
yeah, I
feeling-
totally agree with that.
A wound and an attack and a strength.
And an initiative.
55
And an
points.
initiative.
And a weapon skill.
Yeah, that's hot, isn't it? That's
And
hot.
yeah, as we'll get on to more magic items.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you paid 20 points for the wound, 20 points for the attack, and 20 points for the strength, which would be very cheap for the
Yeah.
wound, you've already exceeded that 55
Yeah.
point bracket. Seems hard to see why.
So,
Yeah.
and remember, they can be a BSPs, which
Mhm.
is pretty
they're
spicy.
hot.
Yeah.
Equipment wise, the Chaos Lord comes with hand weapon and full plate armor.
Yeah.
The Chaos Lord is the only character that can have full plate armor.
Oh, okay.
Demon Princes and Chaos Sorcerer and the Sorcerer
Yeah.
Lords can't have full plate.
Yeah, fair.
And the Exalted Champion and Aspiring Champions both come with hand weapons and heavy armor.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't improve their armour to full plate.
No.
No.
That's a real
Yeah, it's
shock.
a big shame. It's a big
It's a
shock.
shock.
It's a shock as well. Oh,
Well,
the Exalted Champion I could see being paid, having the option
Having the option
paid.
to buy full plate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That'd
no,
be
Yeah,
you
I don't
can't.
understand that. That's
That'd be
really
nice.
strange to me.
But they may take an additional weapon, a flail, a great weapon, a halberd, or a lance if appropriately mounted.
So,
They
halberd
can,
or a lance.
Yep. They can take a shield. They can be mounted. They come with undivided, and they can replace it with a mark of corn, noble snatchers each.
All
for
the same points.
10
as
points
well.
each.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Very strange.
Yeah, that's
The units
an
like that
extra
as well.
scale on.
They can. All of them have the same gift allowance of 50 points,
That's nice.
which is
Yeah.
a change from 8th edition because the Exalted Champion used to only have 25 points of gift allowance.
Yeah, no, that's huge.
That's nice.
That's positive.
Yep. And then the Chaos Lord may take 100 points of items. The Exalted Champion can take 75 points of items.
Like that.
And the
Yeah.
Aspiring Champion may take 50 points of items.
Yeah, good.
Special rules wise, they all have Chaos Armor 5+, so they've all got a 5 award save.
Really
Very
strong.
good.
They all come with source weapons, with the hand weapons they just
Yeah.
automatically carry. They all have Gaze of the Gods, they all have the Mark of Chaos Undivided, and they all have Rallying Cry.
High elves don't have Rallying Cry, Warriors of Chaos do.
Yeah,
just
I
so we're clear.
Just stop money.
I honestly think that's huge though.
Yeah,
I
very good.
genuinely think that's massive because a big area of attack historically for Warriors of Chaos
Was leadership.
has
Leadership.
always been leadership.
Yeah.
And the leadership is still very middling.
Yeah,
that's not to
it's-
say I
I
think it's poor,
The
but
highest
it's
you
not
see is
huge.
like 8.
Yeah.
Outside of your big characters.
Although
Yeah.
your Chaos Chosen are up to 9 now, which is wild.
They
Because I
won-
think they were only 8 as well before. I think the only difference in
What
their
was
stat
the
line was a
initiatives?
point of weapon skill and initiative.
No, wait, it's web skill, they were still 6.
So yeah, so that's a huge shift. So yeah, leadership definitely doesn't seem like the big weakness it might have once been for them.
But having Rallying Cry across those, and you can have as many 70-point Aspiring Champions to give you as many Rallying Cries as you want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you're going to have some of that. I think it's good.
Chaos Lords, you are going to see a lot of Chaos Lords.
Just
Yeah.
You are going to see a
you
lot
are,
of Chaos Lords, and
You
I
are
think
gonna see a lot.
incredible.
I think there is an argument to say the Chaos Lord, we're going to say it, on Dragon is the best Dragon character.
No, he's the best character in the game, mate.
Yeah.
Because he's the only Dragon character that has 10 wounds.
He's a powerhouse.
We'll get to Dragon later on anyway, but we'll talk about the combinations, go from there. Should we talk about Demon Princes?
Yes, please do.
Yeah.
Demon Princes, now a fall from grace slightly, in my opinion.
Stat wise, yeah.
Stat wise, rules wise, there's a lot of it.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
So, stat wise, they are movement 6, they drop 2 points of movement.
They used to be movement 8.
yeah, they did.
The
It
weapon
never
skill-
mattered because they always flew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, spoilers,
Spoilers, they still do.
Weapon skill 7, they drop 2 points of weapon skill.
That is a big
They
drop.
gain 2 points of this skill, I want to say.
That's nice.
That's good.
Strength 6, toughness 5, still the same. 4 wounds, still the same. They dropped a point of initiative, so initiative 7 now.
It's not the end of the world, but
Gained, they're still 5 attacks, still leash at 9, and they are 215 points. They dropped 20 points.
So against the Chaos Lord, the real gains are 2 points of ballistic skill, important,
And
a point of strength,
point of strength
and a point of
and
initiative.
a point of initiative. So strength is clearly worth a lot less wise now because it's only 20 points more.
Yeah.
Um,
And 2 points of movement.
Yeah, I think the point of initiative is very important, very useful because
Yeah.
we've just talked about how punchy initiative is.
Yeah.
Particularly a Sinesh one of these is going to be initiative 8, which is
When he gets
base.
charged.
When
Yeah.
it gets charged, which is terrifying.
Their troop type is monstrous infantry. They're no longer monsters, and this is a quite an important thing to bring up here.
Yeah,
Monstrous
absolutely.
infantry, they count as skirmishers,
Mm-hmm.
so they have 360 line of sight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
they do.
strong.
360 arc of sight, so they can charge in any direction they want, cast spells in any direction they want.
Can they join units?
Yep.
Can unbreakable characters
if-
join units?
Oh no, the unbreakable stops them. But
Right.
generally, monstrous
So
infantry.
they're not going to join a unit.
I was just thinking, can I whack you in
In
unit
trolls.
trolls?
So they are monstrous infantry, which does mean that they can now be killing blow, though.
Yes.
They can be killing blow by just a regular killing blow.
But they could have been monster slayed if they were a monster, so I
Yeah.
don't think it's a huge... There's more killing blow than... Although, I'm saying that there's not much more killing blow than monster slayer, actually.
No. They come with hand weapons and light armour. Really odd. A Chaos Lord, when he gets transferred to a Demon Prince, loses 2 points of armour.
Yeah.
Yes.
Obviously, all the horns breaking through the armour just ruptures
crack the armour.
It ruptures the integrity of the armour.
Yeah, absolutely. I can see it.
Oh my.
Can only take heavy armour.
We'll get to those in a second.
So odd.
Magic wise, you can upgrade them to be wizards as per normal, and they know spells and laws of battle magic, demonology, and dark magic.
Yep.
Demonology is strong.
Free ridiculous.
Demonology is a very good law. Battle magic is an alright all-rounder law. Dark magic is pretty good.
I've not had much experience with dark magic yet.
It's pretty good, I think.
I've only ever used demonology because there's a lot of buff spells and Demon Prince enjoys the buffs.
I think all three of those are good choices for him.
Options. Being, just quickly, being monstrous infantry with the 360 arc, sort of skirmisher, it's better for those buffs because you don't have to worry about where you're facing to buff your units.
No, you don't.
Yeah, battle magic is going to be hot as with that as well because it's got some really... It's got good flexibility of spells, like you say. It's got buffs, it's got missiles, it's got a nice mixture which he can benefit from a lot of. But I think demonology is probably the way to go. But I think it's good that he's got choice.
Options wise, you can replace his light armor with heavy armor for 6 points, and that's the maximum you can do.
I think you probably got to do that.
You have to. I think your Demon Prince is 221 points.
Yeah,
because you would just not take, unless you're taking like a piece of armor from magic armor.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would.
I'd argue he's 251 points.
Which are limited to
armor still?
No,
fly
9.
Fly 9. Yeah, you can give him fly 9 for 30 points, so it's not fly 10 anymore. You've lost the point of it.
Yeah, don't hate it.
And it's also, I want to say, gain 10 points in cost.
I think it was 25.
I think 25 points. I think it used to be.
It's a little bit more expensive. It was way too cheap before.
You have the mark Chaos Undivided as per normal, and you can replace it with any of the marks for 10 points each. The marks no longer do different things for Demon Princes than they used to.
I don't like that.
No, Demon Princes used to have different marks. Well, they used to be demons of rather than marks of.
I don't mind the mark thing. I don't like the fact that he can be a Chaos Undivided Demon Prince,
which is law-wise impossible.
Because he's elevated.
There's only ever been one, which was Be'lakor.
Be'lakor, a god elevates him to the status of Demon Prince generally. The only one that was different was Be'lakor. I don't like that. I have to say.
I'd have liked them to have kept that.
They should have stuck with that.
Choose one.
You've got to choose one. I think they should have stuck with that.
Unless it has the mark of Khorne, Demon Prince may be a wizard for 25 points per level up to level 4.
Very, very price effective. I think everyone else pays 30 for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually do, don't they? Yeah.
5 points cheaper.
Ooh. And then the gifts and magic items have changed. So in previous editions, the gifts of Chaos used to be the big spender for Demon Princes. This is now the smaller one. Gifts of Chaos, you can have 50 points and you can have 100 points of magic items.
Yeah,
which used to be 25.
Don't like that. I would have preferred them to have swapped that. So 100 points gift, 50 for magic items, just for sort of fluff reasons.
Yeah, I would. It would have made them also a little bit different from Champions of Chaos.
Yeah,
Chaos Lord.
Because otherwise they're just a Chaos Lord in terms of what they can take gift of magic items.
But I also think it's a bit of a shame that they didn't gain like an attack or a weapon skill over a Chaos Lord. Personally, I would have liked to have seen like he becomes Demon Prince. I get he's a little bit faster, but that's basically.
I mean,
stronger, but he's twice the size, so he probably should be.
Yeah.
But one of those two for me should be more kind of. He should feel a lot more dangerous.
I don't know why.
Because he's.
I think like something like 2 stomps. Give him stomp 2.
Or stomp 2.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't understand the drop of 2 points by skill. I would have actually minded by skill 8.
Yeah.
Although that does mean a lot of
stuff has come down.
Hitting on 5s and stuff like
that.
Yeah. Special rules wise.
Actually, jump in there. There's no difference between 7 and 8 as to what hits you on 5.
Oh, is it not?
No. Okay. Weapon skill 3 hits you on 5s, 4s will hit you on 4s.
Yep.
For both. So they could have made it weapon skill 8 and it wouldn't have made really much difference.
No, it would have been a lot.
Do you have to be more than double to hit on 2s?
Double plus 1.
Yeah.
Double plus 1, so again it wouldn't have made a difference for him either, yeah. So
if it was say weapon skill 9, then that would have been a massive difference.
Yes, and I think
9's too much. I think 8 probably would have been fair.
9 was fine though, don't worry about it. 9 was a fine.
9 was not fine.
Special rules wise, Chaos Armor 4+, he has a 4 at ward save. Perfect.
Very good.
There's not a lot of stuff in the game that has a 4 at ward save.
No, there is not.
No.
In source weapons, which
he
has a hand weapon, so why not?
Yeah, it's alright.
He causes fear. He has Gaze the Gods, which I don't understand because how much higher can you get than Demon Prince?
Yeah, I mean, we're where we are, mate.
Yeah.
We just talked about the mark thing. Let's not do it.
He is immune to psychology, which is fine, so I'm assuming Unbreakable no longer makes you immune to psychology then.
No, I guess not.
No?
Law of Chaos.
But he has Law of Chaos, which means that you can swap out your spells if for specific marks. Mark of Chaos Undivided. He has Regen 5+.
It's nice.
Sorry, Mark of Chaos Undivided, which is entirely pointless because he's immune to psychology.
Yes, and Unbreakable.
Yeah.
Lovely. There's a lot of redundancy in this. He has Regen 5+. He is still Unbreakable, but he has gained Unstable, which is unfortunate. And he's also Warp Spawned.
Yeah, that's the big one.
That balances him, although the regen means that Unstable is a lot more dangerous than it was.
Yeah, the Warp Spawn does hurt him a lot, because it does, if you get hit by, say, a magic item that ignores
any
your armor,
magical attacks, you can't take your ward save.
Your regen.
Regen, sorry.
So if he gets hit by a sword that ignores armor, I can't remember if there's any out there that do that.
Not that just ignore it, no.
I think there are.
Sorry, there's no generic one.
There's no generic one. I think there might be a 2
But to be honest,
one. I think
he's only really going to have
I think it's a lizard one.
He's only going to have a 5 arm save.
Yeah, he is. So it's not the end of the world.
Most stuff he's going to ignore his armor.
A lot of stuff will ignore his armor.
It's the stuff that can affect sort of you if there's anything that ignores ward saves, which there's not a lot to be fair out there.
Not tons.
But that does mean a lot of the time you're, against those magic weapons, you're only going to have a 4-up save, and that is it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's come down a big.
He has fallen from grace. I say fall from grace because that's more angelic sort of thing. Risen from fallen to damnation.
No, I mean, look, he's just come down a serious jump.
Yeah.
I think he's okay, but I just don't think you're going to take him over a Chaos Lord / Sorcerer Lord on a dragon. I think Sorcerer Lord on a dragon is vile.
Back to dragon.
Well, that's not my fault. I didn't write those rules. I'm just commenting on what he's clearly disgusting.
Do you want to go over the Sorcerer?
Yeah, I'll do it. Let's do it. There's 2 flavours of Sorcerer, unsurprisingly. Your Sorcerer Lord is Weapon Skill 5, Strength and Toughness 4, 3 wounds, Initiative 4, 3 attacks. 3 attacks is nice. All wizards have got an extra attack though now, haven't they? In terms of your Wizard Lords have all got 2 for every other army now, which they used to have 1.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, all the armies I've played have. Leadership 8, which is alright, 195, so same points as that Chaos Lord. Your level 2 or / level 1, level 2 is exactly the same, but they drop the weapon skill down to 4, drop the initiative down to 3, which is a big kick in the teeth.
Yeah. Wow.
They go to 2 attacks and they go to 2 wounds, but do get the very handsome price tag of 90 points.
90 points is
which
good.
I do think is quite nice.
Initiative 3 seems.
Yeah, 3 is a weird
Yeah,
one. I suppose unless they're supposed to be acting like a shaman for.
They're going to have the marks unless they're going to be running around behind a unit. It doesn't matter.
Possibly, to be fair, because when you look at their equipment, actually, they only come with light armour.
Yeah, so I do think they are just the shaman's for marauders.
Yeah. So heavy armour for the Sorcerer Lord, light, as you said, for the Exalted Sorcerer.
Yeah.
Keep the same laws as the Demon Prince, so that would be Battle Magic, Demonology, Dark Magic. Excellent combinations again. Can take all the marks that aren't Khorne for 10 points each, so again, seems odd. Just don't see why I'd ever take Nurgle on that one.
No.
Because there's no Nurgle specific.
Oh, there's a Nurgle specific spell.
Oh, is there?
You
Oh,
can
okay,
swap for one of
maybe.
the Nurgle.
I'll have a look.
Like there's a
See if that's worth it.
Nurgle spell.
30 points for the Wizard level, 100 points for the Lord, 50 points for the Sorcerer.
In terms of magic items.
50 points of gifts as well.
In magic items, both can take 50 points of gifts, which again is interesting. That gifts seem to be just blanketly 50 points for everyone. I wonder if that's an attempt to balance the power of gifts in a way, and just like, well, everyone can do the same. I don't know, but it does feel a bit odd that
it does. I prefer the idea you take a higher level chaos character because they get more gifts.
Some hill tribe level 1 wizard with more children than teeth has got the same demonic gift allowance, or the same demon prince. Great exalted warrior that apparently all 4 gods have raised to power.
There you go.
5 upward save for these boys from their Chaos Armor 5+. In Sorcerer Weapons, Gaze of the Gods, Law of Chaos, Undivided. Not really a lot to say, is there, to be honest? They're going to be in a lot of army lists. Yeah. They're very functional. They've got a good choice for mounts again.
Yeah.
And that's really the crucial element. They've got a fantastic choice
if you're not taking level 4 Demon Prince, you're probably taking a level 4 Sorcerer Lord.
Yeah, I think you are always taking a level 4 because of the way the magic is.
Yeah, magic has gone from there. Do you want to go through the unless anyone's saying so with Sorcerer Lords? Because there's not much to say about it.
Not much
I've tried to blitz it.
What I don't like is the fact they don't have heavy armour as a standard, because most your models
your Sorcerer Lord does.
Oh yeah, but most of the models you have, they all have chaos armour.
Yes.
Yeah, you're going to have to get some different figures if you want them to look accurately armoured.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I have a lot of just models.
Yeah.
Do you want to go through the mounts?
Yeah, I'll do it. Why not? So as we've done the Wizards, let's get him out of the way first.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's a bit quicker.
Yeah.
Chaos Steed for 16 points. Demonic Mount for 35. So Chaos Steed is just a cavalry mount. It's a strength 4
Strength 4 cavalry mount.
Initiative 3.
Yeah.
1 attack. Movement 7. Yeah.
It's got first charge.
Got first charge.
Comes with barding and swift stride.
Yeah.
And cancel out an iron weapon. From Iron Shot Hooves.
Iron Shot Hooves,
But not an ensorcerer.
Nah.
Demonic Mount, bit spicier. Strength 5 with 2 attacks. Really think there's an option there for a 3rd attack. I think that's a shame.
Give it like a call. Gives it frenzy.
They do have Stomp 1 though. So
they do.
That doesn't hurt them.
Oh, that was another big thing for the Demon Prince. He lost any form of stomp.
Yeah. Movement 8, weapon skill 4. So my palanquin moves as fast as my disc. Not going to say it.
Yeah, that's
35 points. They give me +1 wound, and those couple of strength 5 attacks. Those attacks do come with armor bane 1, which is good, and they're magical attacks.
Yep. The Mark of Chaos is the same as the Rider. It causes fear.
Yeah.
Got Swift Stride.
Swift Stride.
40 by 60 or 50 by 75. I think that's a huge shame though, because there's a lot of 50 by 50 pre-existing demonic mounts.
Yeah, but that's a.
So they'll have to go on.
Yeah.
Like my steed of Sinesh, my old kind of booby snake of Sinesh. Best way to describe him. He's on a 50 by 50.
Yeah.
He'd have to realistically probably have to go on to an old school cav base stacked on the back. But
a lot of you people out there got Juggernaut characters. You're fine.
Yeah,
you're fine.
Not for your wizards though. Chaos Chariots are a mount option as well for your wizards, which is nice. I think they have the firing platform, so they get the 360 arc for their magic missiles at least.
We'll go through Chariots when we get to
this. Manticore, which we'll cover later, and obviously the illustrious Chaos Dragon, which is a fantastic mount for your Chaos Sorcerers.
Yeah,
Sorcerer Lords, Manticores and Chaos Dragons are only available for Sorcerer Lords.
Yeah. Yes. Unsurprisingly, so I should have said that. Then for your Chaos Lords, your Exalted Champions, your Aspiring Champions, your big boys, you've got Chaos Steeds, demonic mounts, but not for the Aspiring Champion. Ironically, Hill Tribe Shaman with more children than teeth can take a demonic mount, but relatively choppy Captain of the Empire cannot take a demonic mount. But he can take a Chaos Chariot or a Gorbeast Chariot, because everyone can do those. And then your Manticores are for your Big Daddy Lords, and your Dragons are for your Big Daddy Lords.
Yeah.
So they are, I think, well, as we all, I'm going to keep saying, Dragon's probably the big winner out of both those.
I need to look at the Manticore's rules.
The Manticores aren't bad. I actually think the Manticores aren't bad.
Yeah, they're okay.
It could be a case of, I need to look at it, but I might be shooting slightly off target here, but it could be a case that it might be 1 Dragon or 2 characters on Manticores. And there could be an argument to say if I could flex 2 characters on Manticores, it might be a better move.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think you could squeeze it.
Yeah, but I'd need to look at the exact points and sort of play around with it. But yeah, so character wise, I think they've done alright, Chaos.
Yeah, for sure. I think you're going to see Chaos Lords a lot more than you did in 8.
Oh, you're going to see them infinitely more. You're going to see a lot less Demon Princes.
Fewer Demon Princes.
And a lot more Chaos Lords.
Yeah.
And Sorcerers.
Which you always. To be fair, you did have armies that run level 4 Sorcerer Lords. To be fair enough.
Yeah, you did.
But if they're trying to save down the points or trying to go for the unkillable Disc Lord.
Yeah, things like that.
Oh, I miss those days.
Yeah. So shall we
move on to the infantry?
Do you want to do the infantry? The big infantry, the big ones themselves.
Starting off with the Chaos Warriors.
Classic
Chaos Warriors. So still movement 4, still relatively slow. Weapon skill 5, political skill 3, strength toughness 4, 1 wound obviously. Initiative 4, 1 attack, and leadership 8 for 13 points a model.
They lost an initiative and an attack, but they dropped down a single point.
Yes. Yeah. And now only come with heavy armour and a hand weapon. They can take additional hand weapons, great weapons, or halberds for 1 point for the additional hand weapon and the halberd, 2 points for the great weapon. You can take a shield for a point. Yeah. Again, all of the marks are the same points at 2 points a model.
Wild.
The command options are 6 points. You can take up to a 50-point magic standard, which
That's
is very good.
Nice and flexible. I like that.
And the champion can purchase 25 points of magic
items.
Because
he's champion.
Because he's champion. Close order, obviously, and sorcerer weapons, and marks of chaos undivided. So no chaos armour for these guys, like we said. No sort of inherent ward save.
The big thing that people had when Warriors of Chaos were first sort of revealed in the videos on YouTube was that they said, Chaos Warriors have been nerfed! And they have been brought down a little bit.
I'm just really pleased they're not compulsory.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. I'm sorry. I'll just call it as I see it. I'm really pleased they're not compulsory because I don't see the attractions taking them.
No,
when you have
I'm not
when
really
you have,
sure what they do.
when
They
you have
feel
Chaos
expensive.
Knights in your same thing, and when you have Forsaken, weirdly enough, when you have Forsaken as well.
And Forsaken look good. They are heavy imp. All of the stuff that isn't a Marauders heavy imp.
Yeah.
We just get it out of the way now. So they are 4 for a rank. But again, if you're running them 4 wide, you've got big problems because they're not going to attack.
No.
So
Not really.
you're going to want to line them up, and then in which case, did you really want to invest in these guys? I don't know.
I mean,
They're
how
not
many
that
points
survivable.
was a marked up halberd
20
wielding
points.
warrior? 20 points. So I mean, now you're what, 14, 15, you're 17 points. So you are 3 points cheaper
But you're
with the
nowhere,
upgrades.
You're nowhere near.
You're not as survivable or as killy. Your command is cheaper.
You've lost initiative, you've lost attack.
Yeah.
You've gained 25 points of magic standard allowance though.
Yeah, that's nice. And unlike a lot of
And all.
core units, all of your units of Warriors of Chaos, if you take multiples, can have that magic standard allowance,
Yes.
which is all right.
Unfortunately, the Chaos Warrior, I can no longer rely on the Chaos Warrior being in the middle and just if they're last thing standing, I can't just go, oh, they're still alright, they're still good. I can possibly win this game.
No, absolutely not.
Chaos Warriors.
No.
I think they're massively overshadowed by basically everything else. Everything else has a job in the core slot. Anyway. Has a job, and these guys just
maybe
don't.
not Marauders.
I just think they're really too. I don't know. I think they're really too expensive. Now I've just looked at the cost of Marauders as well.
Yeah.
I think they're hugely too expensive. I agree. I just don't see what they bring to the part. I think a lot of infantry feels quite expensive at the moment.
Yeah.
These guys feel super expensive. So.
But the next one, the next one is a decent choice in my opinion.
They feel better.
4 points more for these guys.
These are chosen warriors.
These are chosen Chaos Warriors, and they obviously come out your special.
I get a lot
rather than
for
your
4
core.
points, guys.
Yeah.
You do get a lot. So same weapon skill, strength, toughness, wounds, and initiative. You get an extra attack and an extra leadership. You don't get better armor. You're also in heavy armor.
Yeah, but they have the option.
But they do have chaos armor 6 up.
Yes, they do.
Also, all their weapon options are the same. Additional hand weapons, great weapons, halberds, and shields for the same points cost. Their marks are the same points costs. Their command options are 1 point more expensive, 7 points each. They can have 100 point magic standard.
100 point magic banner.
Huge. You can replace their heavy armor with full plate for 2 points.
Don't know why you wouldn't.
Yeah, seems very good. And they can have the drilled rule for a point a model. And the champion can again purchase 25 points of magic items.
And they're baked in stubborn.
They are.
So
they
it's
are.
going to take 2 rounds of combat to break them.
Yeah,
Special-
close order, ensorcel weapons, marker chaos undivided, stubborn, and chaos armor 6.
Yeah, these guys are. They are, as I said, 4 points more expensive, but you get a lot for the 4 points.
Yeah.
And you are probably spending more points on the item upgrades.
Yeah, but drilled is elite, mate.
Drilled is elite.
Very, very
The
good
only thing they
special.
are missing, which I do think they are missing, is veteran.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, but
That would be
they
nice.
do re-roll a lot of it. They
If
will
you keep
re-roll
them as
checks.
Is it
chaos,
him undivided?
Yeah, as chaos
But
undivided,
I
they do
would-
roll a lot of them.
Yeah, I would
But
put them on.
we've used Chosen in the barrel report. You've used them against yourself.
Yep.
They were
Nurgle?
They were noble Chosen.
Yeah.
And they, spoilers, if you haven't watched it, spoilers, 3, 2, 1, they were the only thing left standing and you were no part of it.
No, that was largely less due to them and more due to
the
items, to
items,
be
yeah.
fair though.
Yeah.
But
Chosen Warriors, I think, if you're taking infantry in your army, I think Chosen Warriors is probably where you're going to be looking at.
Those items wouldn't scare me anywhere near as much if they were packed into a unit of Chaos Warriors, though.
No.
They scare me a lot because I've got the extra attack.
The extra attack is huge.
And I've got the drilled, which is
very good.
really a really great rule.
Yeah.
So I think
and a full plate, so I'm more survivable as well.
You're going to be taking full plate. You're going to be taking drill. So that's 3 points. You're at 20 points already there. You're going to be taking a halberd,
Probably a halberd.
So it's 21 points.
Yeah.
And maybe a shield. 22 points.
I'd just assume I'm going to be 24 because I'm going to take Marcus Sinesh.
You're going to take a mark as well, yeah.
And I'm pricey at 24, but I know I can build a great unit around them.
Yeah.
But to be honest, Chosen have always been pricey.
3 up, 6 up against shooting is amazing.
Yeah.
Yep.
4 up, 6 up in combat makes them tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They dish out a lot of damage and they're stubborn. They're very hard to see how I get them off the table.
They have lost their free roll on the Eye of Gods table, which I am upset
Eye of
about.
Gods doesn't exist.
I am upset. I wouldn't minded if they got a free Gaze of the Gods roll at the beginning of the game.
That would have been incredibly
But
good.
then it would have been risky because you could have got stupidity for your B unit.
Yeah,
And,
true,
you
I
had no,
suppose.
and you, there is no way to re-roll it because you can't get the item.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose
Jack,
you could take on the champion, but
Yeah.
but
yeah, I suppose.
I think if
that
they
might
gave
have
them
been nice.
a free roll on the Eye of Gods, or
Yeah,
gave
Gaze of
them
the
a D3 roll, maybe. I don't know.
No, that wouldn't have really worked.
They
Yeah,
wouldn't
they could have gone with the free roll on the Gauge of the Gods chart. That maybe would have been
are
nice.
really good for Chaos as well.
They are good. When Weather goes over, they are really good.
No, I like them.
The Chosen are really good.
Yeah, I think they're really good.
It's a shame you can only take 1 unit per army.
Yes.
But their prices,
yeah,
you probably wouldn't.
I probably wouldn't take more.
I own 50 Chosen, so I'm
That's probably a bit much.
Big unit, isn't it?
It is a big unit. Into
30 mil times 50. Can I get that in a line across the back? One for Luke there.
into the next one, so we've got Chaos Marauders. Now these are your Horde units.
Yep.
Yes.
So Chaos Marauders, they are what's called 4, stay the same there. Strength 3, Toughness 3, 1 wound, Initiative 3, 1 attack each, 6 leadership 6, and 6 points a model.
Chieftain.
Leadership 7 take Chieftain. So they've dropped, I believe, top of my head, a point of leadership, and that's it. I think I'm trying to remember if
They've come down in points
That's not bad.
as well, haven't they? But they're not 8 before. Might be wrong.
You can check the book.
Could do.
Their marks are cheaper as well.
The marks are
only
cheap.
a point per
Yeah.
model.
That's nice.
So they can take great weapons and flails.
Yep.
Which flails are nice because a lot
Flails
of people,
are great.
everyone used to take Mark Corn flails anyway.
Yeah.
The entire unit can be. They come with hand weapons, and they are regular infantry.
Yes.
The entire unit can take light armor and shields for 1 point per.
They've got a shield wall as well.
They have shield walls.
So-
as well.
Do you have shield wall?
Shields have got some mileage on
So
them.
you
Odd that Warriors of Chaos don't have shield wall.
Yeah.
Literally a wall of plate and metal,
Yeah.
but apparently not.
The entire unit may replace the mark of Chaos Undivided with a mark of specific god for 1 point per model, as Scott said. You can
oh,
take.
no, sorry, they're the same points.
You can take the command. The champion is 7 points. Your musician and standard are 5 points.
Don't mind that.
Okay.
No. And 0 to 1 unit in the army may replace close order with skirmishers or replace close order with open order.
For free.
They are free. I don't. Open order maybe.
Don't hate open order.
I don't mind open order.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't go skirmish.
I would go skirmishers. That's all.
I don't really see what that gains you unless you go like a unit 5 or 6 with flowers and just charge them in, hope for the best.
Yeah. I mean, you get 360 line of sight, but if you're frenzy, that means you are 360 line of sight for all your charges.
Yeah.
Maybe not that. I might be consider open order.
Possibly.
Yeah, I might consider it, but I don't know if I'm ready.
Special rules wise, they have close order, they are Mark of Chaos Undivided, they have shield wall, and they are warband as well.
Yes. I like the warband on them because the leadership drop matters less.
Yes, so leadership is there, and you also get reroll charges.
You do, which is very good.
Shield wall, fire. Shield wall again, remind
Shield
me?
wall is if you have shields and
Spears.
use them, not spears, if you have shields and use them, instead of taking a break test, you can just choose to fall back in good order.
Is it full bang good or I thought it was give ground?
No.
No, because stubborn's full bang good order.
Sorry, yeah, if I'm getting confused with stubborn. Stubborn is
Fall
you
back
don't
in.
take the test, you just fall back in good order. Shield wall is
Give
if
ground.
you roll a fall back in good order, or if you are
okay.
going to fall back in good order, you can instead give ground.
Yeah,
Very
which
good
is why the combo
Other way around.
together means you auto just
You just give ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they
Right.
don't have unsourced weapons, which is a shame.
No,
No,
but
that
you're going
is
to take a flower.
bit of a
And
shame.
they can take a flail. Flails are great weapons.
Yeah,
You're going to swap it out.
yeah.
I mean,
which
there
means
are-
I don't think you bother with either of the armor options.
No, you probably
to be
don't.
honest.
I think Flower Sinesh, 8 points a model.
Yeah.
That's got some mileage.
Back down to what it used to be, because
Because I'm not going to panic
No.
with
you
that. So
No.
I don't care if you shoot me a bit and
Yeah.
you want to mince me, because I'm not expensive and I'm warband, so my leadership gets pushed up. So actually, the only thing I will say is Max said these are your horde unit. They do not have the horde.
They don't have the horde roll.
just so we're clear.
Yeah.
So you only get +2 to your combat res for ranks.
Yes.
I think the problem with them will be when you've got all the stuff you feel you need to win a game of Warhammer. There's no points left for these guys.
So
Yeah.
I don't
mean,
know
they
if-
are core, so they are the points you have to spend.
Yeah,
but-
so
but
nice.
Circus Knights,
So-
which I
and
think
so
are probably
Forsaken.
one.
So
And I
Forsaken.
think Forsaken are good as well.
Yeah.
Anything else from Marauders?
Not really. I
No.
think they've got a place. They could work, but I think it'll probably be something. They'll go in your list and then get cut later when you need to
Probably.
find points.
Yeah.
In every game we've used them on the channel, they have done nothing.
Yeah, to be fair to them, in the last game, they did get absolutely decimated by ground rights.
Do you know what as well though? For a point, I might even go Mark Corn on these bad boys instead. Flowers, corn, chuck them at the enemy.
Yeah.
What like then.
We're going back
yeah.
to the classics.
Yeah.
The classic is
Well, I've said
you
this
had,
before.
what,
Was it
40?
good in
I thought you
sixth? Yes, it's probably what you probably want to start
Yeah,
looking
in
at.
seventh,
in
they were a big one.
Yeah,
in seventh
I'm
as
a
well.
big fan of that. I think they could do something with flour and corn. They're very cheap.
Right then into Forsaken, which is a weird winner in Old World.
Yeah, I
they
think
were.
They're not cheap.
They're not cheap.
No.
They weren't. They are cheaper than they were.
That's
Oh.
insanity.
I think they're like 21 points in 8th edition.
5 up walled though. Now
Yeah, so-
5 up.
You jump at the gun.
No, I just got
You
excited.
jump at the gun here. So movement 5. They're going to gain a point of movement.
Yeah, I like
Web skill 4, bit skill 0.
Oh,
Who cares?
Oh no.
Strength, toughness 4, 1 wound, initiative 3, bit of a shame that one.
Yeah.
D3 attacks a model,
Nice.
leash your bait, and 19 points a model. They come with mutated weapons, which count as a hand weapon. For these, that is a big thing.
Yes.
Yep, and then they have heavy armour as well. Same as they always have had.
Mm-hmm.
They never had chaos armour.
Same as it ever was.
Same as it was. Option-wise, they no longer have to pay for their marks.
No.
Ooh,
Which is
big.
a good thing. They just pick a mark and they have
Yeah,
it.
that's very nice.
So Forsaken Khorne is hatred of enemies.
That's so
Oh.
good.
Forsaken Noble is fear.
Yeah.
Forsaken Slanesh, Swift Stride.
Very good.
Also hot.
Yeah.
And then Forsaken by Cinch is Magic Res 3.
Also
It's
hot.
not bad.
Magic
Not bad.
Res 3 is
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
not
like
bad at all.
60 points to buy for a character.
Yeah.
Yep. Special rules wise, Chaos Armor 5+.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got the same war savage as Chaos Lord.
Yep.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they did.
They're having source weapons. They're having source weapons, which they're going to use because you have hand weapons.
Yeah.
And they have no other weapon
You
options.
can't swap it out. So they are -1 armor save and magic attacks all the time.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
They have Furious Charge, D3 +1 attacks.
Yeah.
If you charge over 3 inches, which
Very
you
nice.
might do because you have Swift Stride.
Yeah, or,
Yeah.
well, you hate the enemy as well.
Or
so
hate the
when
enemy.
You get it, you get a big reroll.
Immune Psychology.
Very nice.
Impetuous is a bit of a shame.
Yeah, a little bit.
Loner.
Yeah, okay. Meh.
Meh.
Which means characters can't join them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it means.
Not the end of the world.
Open Order, so
I don't hate that.
I don't hate it.
That's
Means-
good for them.
means you get your rank bonus in the woods and all that
Yeah, I
sort of jazz.
think for me it's if they don't march, they can pivot 90.
Yeah,
Up to 90.
that's
Yeah,
what.
that's
So I think that's really good for them.
Ramping Mutation,
Yeah.
which is the rule we're getting into in a
Doing it,
second,
yeah.
and random attacks, so
Interesting.
D3 attacks, and they are still stubborn as well.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
And so the ramping mutations is when this unit's combat is chosen during step 1.1 of any choose and fight combat subphase. That's a lot of words.
A lot of
there.
words.
Roll on the table below to determine which mutation is currently afflicted with. So if you're a 1 to 2, you get poisoned. Jaws distended the Forsaken sink venomous fangs into their foes. So you get poison attacks.
Good for them.
3 to 4, Razor Talons. With talons like the blades of daggers, Forsaken slash at their enemies. Until the end of the combat phase, all of the unit's attacks have an AP of -2.
Does that stack with the ensorcel weapon?
Do
Oh, piercing
I think
special
it
roll.
does.
so
Yeah.
-3.
Yeah, I think it does.
Worth a look.
Think
Might
armor
be an
piercing
RFAQ coming
I think armor
soon.
piercing is one of the rules that stack.
Yeah,
Yeah,
might
'cause you-
be an RFAQ, but yeah.
And
Um,
the 5 results, Captain Claws, which are gigantic snipping claws. The Forsaken dismember the enemy. Until the end of the combat phase, unit gains killing blow.
It's killing blow as well, not even cleaving blow.
No, it's killing blow.
No,
Straight up killing
I
blow.
just think units of 6
So good.
look horrifying.
Yeah.
So with the D3 attacks, in
Mhm.
previous editions, the D3 attacks you roll once for unit, and that's the amount of attacks that each model gets.
If you've got 5
These
models,
ones, you have
that's
to roll
5
5 D3 each
Yeah,
one. Okay.
D3 per model.
Yeah.
Plus 1 if they charge over 3.
So,
Yes.
yeah, the Forsaken,
I really like that.
they got a big glow up.
Yeah, I do think the Swift Stride is
A bit of a trap, maybe?
bit of, not a trap, but certainly something to consider with the Impetuous because it does increase your maximum declarable charge.
Yeah.
Therefore,
does.
you're going to have to roll the Impetuous more often.
Even-
However,
Even though they're still moving 5, so the charges aren't going to be huge.
no, so the maximum declarable is going to be 14.
That's
Because Swift Stride only
big
adds
for
3.
infantry. Yeah.
Which is very good, and I think it's the fact that Swift Stride only adds 3 to your max declarable, but can give you an extra up to 6, obviously.
yeah, could
Yeah.
might give you a
Actually
17
means
inch
that,
charge.
yeah, a lot of the time it's not the end of the world, even if
No.
you are Impetuous
So-
slash frenzied with
So
it.
Swift Stride hatred, well, just hatred in general to me, is you have
Yeah.
so many attacks.
It's a real, I think for me, that's a real hard choice between Hatred and Swift Stride.
Fear, I wouldn't bother with Fear.
No, it's
No, I
not.
wouldn't bother with it.
Mana S3, I could maybe...
I wouldn't bother with it. For me, there's not enough spells that target enemy units that are going to matter.
Unless you're tailoring your army list, then maybe, but...
Yeah, maybe.
I just
but-
think with MR3, it's really strong. But like you say, you're not bunkering it with characters. You're not
Nope.
going to
No.
take a massive block of. I mean, if you're taking like 20 in a unit, maybe it's worth it.
Maybe,
But you're not going to.
your opponent casts 1 spell at it, they go, oh, it's
Yeah.
magic rest 3. I won't bother.
No, I think for me, it's probably the hatred.
Yeah,
I think it is
I
probably the
think
hatred.
the
But the
hatred is
Swift
win.
Stride I like too.
yeah.
I think I'd
Um,
go for Swift Stride because I want to get the charge because you are only initiative 3. So if you get charged,
that's fair.
there's chances you're just not attacking.
Yeah, that's
that's
and there's
true.
a lot of points. There's a lot of points per model to not attack.
I agree.
yeah, that is very fair.
Although they do have a volume of attacks each, which means you've got to get my whole lot, and I'm ignoring
Yeah.
at least a third of the wounds in my ward.
Yeah.
So-
They do have the Chaos Arm 5+, which is odd.
Don't know.
Which
Big
is really
calls.
good. But Forsaken, yeah, good.
We like them.
Yeah.
They're a good
Big
choice.
winners, and their core, so you
And their
can
core.
just spend all your points on them.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you can't buy them at the moment.
No.
They got rid of when Maeve died, and they yet to bring back, which is upsetting.
They'll come back at some
But
point.
They will come
I have
back.
no doubt.
Challenging to convert. I'll have a think. Have a think about it. See if we can come up with some.
But to be honest, I like the
Do
Forsaken.
they still sell the 40k possessed kit?
No, we had a
Warriors
chat
Cows.
about this.
They
don't.
Cows.
They don't.
Cow Space Marines. Do they
Not
not?
the plastic
that's a shame.
possessed, no. And I also, there used to be a really great mutation sprue they used to sell, which was back from 3rd Ed 40k, and they sold that for quite a long time. And that had like 2 or 3 limbs that would have been ace for this. But yeah, we'll have a think.
Green stuff, tentacles and
yeah,
things,
we'll see if
stuff
we
like
can come up with some ideas of parts rather than having to green stuff it, because we know not everyone's the most confident with that.
Do you want to take the next ones?
Yeah, Chaos Ogres, Scots Army, but with a
Chaos Twist.
with a mark.
with a tattoo.
Tattoo.
Movement 6, weapon skill 3, BS 2. Oh no. Strength 4, toughness 4, 3 wounds, initiative 2, 3 attacks, leadership 7, 33 points. You can have a champion who is identical, but he's got a 4th attack. I think Monstrous Infantry have worked out reasonably well in this set of rules, because you've got to do 3 wounds before I lose any attacks.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty hot.
Yeah.
3 to 15 in the unit, 40 mil bases.
15 seems quite a lot.
Means that they've stayed
I'll take
quite
15.
manoeuvrable. Heavy armour they come with. They can add hand weapons or great weapons. On these guys, additional hand weapons look like they might be more worth it than on other stuff because they don't have the ensorcer weapon roll.
No.
Yes.
But I think the lack of AP is a concern there.
Yeah, and I think you're only initiative 2, just go great open.
Yeah, that's a good point. Can take the marks, all of them for 3 points each. Probably wouldn't bother with Sinesh if I was going to go great weapons. Although actually it does add.
It does
add.
Initiative 5 on the charge.
If I charge initiative 5, so maybe I would.
That
There's no
movement
panic's
6.
good. I think Khorne could work for these guys too.
Yeah.
If you're going that sort of way.
But yeah, I mean, impact hits 1, call sphere, close order, undivided, ogre charge. Ogre charge means the armour piercing of their impact hits is increased by the current rank bonus.
Yeah.
And they all have impact, it's 1.
And they all have impact.
And the command is 6 points per model.
No magic banners.
No, don't mind that.
Takeable.
Yeah, I think they're right. I think monsters, as you said,
okay.
monsters infantry are pretty decent in Old World.
Yeah.
With the fact you have to do quite a bit of wounds damage.
They've generally lost their stomps, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah.
And these guys obviously included. Have
They've
lost their
got Armbane 1 as naturally.
Yeah.
So you do have if you throw
essential for some armor.
if you throw a lot of dice out there, then you can get some armor
And you are going to throw a fair amount of dice.
Yeah, if you go
even a minimum width unit, if you get in all your attacks, 9 attacks.
if you go Khorne with additional weapons, you get 5 attacks per model.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think for me they'll probably slightly lose out to the next guys, which is your Chaos Trolls.
I'm not so sure.
I quite like Chaos Trolls.
I've not seen any use of trolls in any games I've used so far.
No.
Do you want to have trolls?
Not dissimilar. Movement 6 again, weapon skill 3 again. Strength 5.
Well, they drop a ballistic skill.
They
Right?
did drop a
do,
skill.
Sorry. Strength 5 instead of strength 4.
Yeah.
Toughness 4 remains, same wounds, same initiative, same attacks.
They gain initiative.
Garbage leadership.
Leadership goes down to 4, which is a
They
shame.
would gain initiative.
So they definitely need to keep their boys around them. 41 points, so they are more expensive, and I actually would go as far as to say I think they're probably going to be 44 points, because I think you probably take the add hand weapon on these guys for the extra attack.
Yeah.
They don't have any AP though, do they? They've got Armor
No.
Bane 1.
Yeah.
So
same as the
yeah,
Ogres.
that's a big shame.
They now come with light armour though. Don't
They
forget
They do.
They do come with
They're
armor.
close order. They cause fear. They're flammable. They have regeneration 5+ now. Stupidity. Maybe not, Scott. Maybe you're right. Maybe you stick with the ogre.
I think you
I
got
think
the
because
ogre.
the
Ogre.
ogre's cheaper.
Yeah, a lot cheaper.
They do have the Troll Vomit, which is different to how it was before. So
Yeah.
this is now an additional attack. It's done after everyone else attacks. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Attack must
After
be last
all other
after all other.
attacks, including stomps. But it does hit
It
automatically.
does auto hit. Strength 3 and -2.
Yeah.
The strength 3 is a real shame.
No longer the strength 5
Yeah.
ignoring arm save.
No.
Bad boy used to be.
So yeah, maybe they're definitely not as good as they were in 8th. They're
They
a lot
gain
more points.
They gain the option to take great weapons though. So that
Yeah.
gives you the AP bonuses.
Makes them strength 7 as well.
Yeah.
Strength 7 -2.
Yeah,
Armbane
and
1.
Armbane 1.
Yeah.
Which they've already
Which
got.
you've already
And Armor Bane is the example they give of special
Of
rules to
stacking.
stack.
So
it
it
would be
would
Armbane
be
2. It'd be
-4
-4 on a
if you
6
roll
to
6.
So you're basically just ignoring all the armor.
If I'm to take it, I
Um,
might go great weapon to be honest.
But then you could do that with the trolls. They've also
You could do that, but
they're-
ogres. Sorry,
They're on strength 4. Although strength 6, strength 7 is not a massive
not a
deal.
huge difference.
Huge, no.
Yeah,
Trolls. We've used them a few times in battle reports, and they're just underwhelming.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
they
think
are.
the chaos ogres come out on top there.
Yeah,
They do.
I agree.
Moving on into the last of the infantry.
Just quickly. The only problem I think is you probably don't have the points again.
No, you don't.
Once you've stuffed your characters in, stuffed your knights in, maybe something that's chosen, of some flavour of chosen, you think you're probably there.
Do you want to take these next two then?
Yeah, sure. So Chaos Spawn's the last infantry. It's monstrous infantry. Was it always monstrous? Or did it used to be a monster?
It used to no monstrous.
They were monstrous infantry.
Of infantry or beasts? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Might be beasts.
They are 50 points. Feels relatively cheap. Random movement 2d6, web skill 3, strength 4, toughness 5, 3 wounds, initiative 3, d6 attacks, leadership 10. That's nice. Flailing appendages, which counts as a hand weapon, and scaleless skin, which counts as heavy armour.
So you have more armour than a troll.
Yes, and they are unit size of 1 to 4.
You can take the units now, which is
interesting.
I mean, to be honest, if you take units of 4, that's just 4d6 attacks.
Yes, a lot of attacks. The entire unit may be one of the following, so it doesn't have to be.
Which doesn't make sense again. It's the same thing that they imprint.
No,
I don't know why.
But they don't have the Mark of Undivided because they are spawns of a god rather than Mark of, so they do different things.
Yeah.
And they are different points. So Spawn of Corn, which is Killing Blow, which is nice, 3 points a model. Spawn of Nurgle for 2 points a model, which is Poison Attacks. Spawn of
the next one though
for 3 points a model, which is Strikes First.
Okay, so that's the one you take.
And Spawn of Zinch for 1 point a model, which is Flame Attacks and Magical Attacks.
Which is the cheapest one,
which is the cheapest one because it's not great. They are Armor Bane 2. Cool Sphere, Immune Psychology, Open Order, Random Attacks, Random Movement, Stomp Attacks 1, and Unbreakable.
I mean, they're decent these days.
They are decent.
53 points. They're shocking.
They're a lot better than what they were.
They are also incredibly manoeuvrable. Now, obviously, because they're random move, they don't really actually need the benefit of Open Order, which I was going to say is a benefit because they never mark, so they can always pivot 90, but it doesn't matter to them because they're random moves, so they just pivot wherever they want to before they move. But no, I like them a lot actually.
They've also gone from the rare to the special section. They were rare in 8th, they're now special.
They can charge 360. They could have charged 360 in it because they're Monstrous Imp.
Yeah.
Oh no, because is it only characters that get that?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, but the random move helps the charge.
You just turn around. In fact, I think did you say virtual pivoting as well? Which is
but they're a square, so they don't really.
Yeah, it doesn't. It won't
but no, if you're taking a line of them, like 4 of them.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. You
virtual
can pivot through stuff.
You can pivot through stuff. So
I think as long as the front edge of your base doesn't go through another unit, then you can do it.
But yeah, I think the Spawn are.
I like them.
Yeah. You use 4, heavy armour, 3 wounds apiece, toughness 5.
Yeah.
3 wounds to show.
And the 3 wounds
could have done with a 4th wound.
The fact if you're in combat, you got strikes first. You're getting. You take 4 of them strikes first. You get 4d6 attacks.
I don't know if I take 4 though, mate. That's wild.
I'd probably take 3, 2 or 3. I think that's a solid.
Quite like them in singles for just rinsing enemy chaff.
Yeah, I don't mind them in singles.
Really scary.
I think you either take them in singles, like you say, to sort of rinse chaff and things like that.
I'll take you to 4.
In which case, I'd probably take Killing Blow because the chaff probably aren't going to kill you back, even if they're going first. At toughness 5 with 3 wounds and a 5-up save, or I'd probably go for units of 3, maybe 4 with strikes first.
Don't know though, because against the chaff, I'm Armor Bane 2 if I roll a 6 anyway, which is probably enough for most chaff. So maybe I would stick with the strikes first. Or the poison.
Can't get Armor Bane. Well, you can, but you have to not use the poison.
I think I'm always sticking with strikes first because I'm going to lose. Shall we get on our horses?
Yeah, that's it for infantry. Moving on to the
cavalry.
Core cavalry in this case, for the Chaos Knight. He is 27 points, web skill 5, on a movement 7 horse, strength toughness 4, initiative 4, 1 attack, 1 wound obviously, leadership 8, with a strength 4, weapon skill 3 horse. Heavy cavalry, so you don't need 4 for a rank.
It's unit size 4+.
And they are 4+.
Unit size 4+. Hand weapon, heavy armour and shield for the rider, and hand weapon and barding for the steed. So you're on a 3-up armour save.
3-up, yep.
Not bad. Take lances for 2 points a model, which I think you probably do.
Don't mind if I do.
Unless, because it's sort of no longer give you the strength bonus.
No.
And I'll use the also weapon.
It doesn't matter. You use it in the second round of combat anyway, so you always take lances.
Yes.
Silly me. Come with the Mark of Undivided and can obviously upgrade to it. All of the marks for 2 points a model. Commander rule 6 points a model, 50 points of magic standard, and 25 points of magic items on the champion. Close order in sorcerer weapons for first charge, very nice. Mark of Chaos Undivided and Swift Strike.
What I've got to say here is that whereas there used to be a big difference between Chaos Knight and Chaos Warrior in previous editions, A Chaos Knight is literally just a Warrior Chaos on a horse.
Oh, is there a stat difference in 8th?
They got a few more different rules and a few more different upgrades.
Yeah, fair enough.
But now they are just literally just that dude on a horse.
Yeah.
Which feels like another reason to not take a Chaos Warrior.
The Chaos Knights dropped 13 points.
Yeah. Shoo.
But they did
40.
lose quite a lot. They lost a point of initiative, a point of
2 points of armour,
and 2 points of armour.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they've lost for that. But
they also lost Fear. They used to cause Fear.
I'm swapping 2 Chaos Warriors for 1 Chaos Knight effectively if they're both tooled up.
Yeah, which I think you do.
And I just don't see why I wouldn't take the extra manoeuvrability.
No.
And ironically, because I've got the 1 strength 4 attack from the horse, I've actually not lost any attacks.
No.
So,
the Chaos Knights, and the fact they're in core, big winners.
Yeah, huge winners.
Big
Not a lot to
winners.
say.
Big winners.
We know Cavalry are really strong in these rules.
Cavalry is king.
Cavalry are kings, and these guys are core Cavalry that look better than most core Cavalry around, actually.
Knights of the Realm.
I think they're better than Knight of the Realm.
So,
better than the Silver Helm by a country mile.
Yeah.
Empire.
Empire.
Empire Knights.
Yeah.
I think I'm better than them.
A standard
Strength
core
4.
Empire Knight has got the same save, but he's only toughness 3.
Yeah.
And strength 3.
And I think he's strength 3.
Yeah, strength 3.
Yeah.
It's only the inner circle and they're special now.
And the inner circle are better than, I'd argue they're better than these, but they're special.
Yeah.
So.
Well, shall we talk about the actual special Karen Knight unit for the Warriors?
They're very special.
The chosen
Chaos Knights. Because when I first saw, they said, "Oh, chosen Chaos Knights." I'm like, "Oh my word!"
Yeah.
So I'm paying 9 points more for these bad boys.
Yeah, you're paying 9 points. So West skill 5, Blitz skill 3, Strength 4, Toughness 4, 1 wound, Initiative 4, 2 attacks a model this time.
Yeah.
Leadership 9, and they're 36 points a model.
Yeah, so it's +1 attack, +1 leadership.
Yep, as it was for a regular chosen.
And a 6 upward save.
Yes.
6, you're jumping the gun again.
You are jumping the gun.
Well, we're just looking at the differences. Because actually, if you look, there's not.
There's not a lot of
there.
differences.
They're just the difference between a Chaos Warrior and a Chaos Chosen.
Yeah.
This is now just the chosen on a horse.
Yeah.
They,
He literally is just our chosen horse.
they're using Old Spice.
Hand weapons, heavy armour, shields as standard. The steeds are hand weapons of barding. They can take lances, which you're going to take lances.
Yep.
The entire unit may place marks of Chaos Undivided with the marks of the gods. 2 points a model.
Points again.
Your command is 7 points a model.
Bit more expensive.
Magic standard is 100 points, same as it was.
Spicy.
Heavy armour replaced with full play, which you just would.
I think that's 1 point more expensive than the on foot chosen. It is, as is drilled.
Drilled.
Yeah.
I don't know about taking drilled.
No, I probably wouldn't bother because I think you're only going to run them in one range anyway.
But
and I don't think you're going to want to put them into
But if you
multiple
put
ranks.
them in column on flank, they're going 21 inches turn 1.
No, if you take marching column, yeah.
You go like that, nice big
Maybe.
long. Sorry, I'm leaning possibly out of camera shot, but a nice big long sweep up the flank. Turn 2, drill myself. I get all the extra arc of sight from drilling because I don't have to
keep the same where it is.
keep the same centre if you like. I go bang, big. I mean
Perhaps.
that's scary. I don't know.
I don't know if it's necessary as it is for the.
No, and I don't think you're always going to have that
as necessary
opportunity because of terrain, other units, chaff, things like that. I don't know. I might buy it, but it's the first points I drop.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's a must-have, but I do wonder if you had it. Would you, if you've had it and you lose it, would you miss it? If you know what I mean. Like I wonder what it would be like if I played a couple of games of it, because being in that column with say 6 knights, which is in my head, I'd probably just go 2-2-2. That's 60 mil frontage. I can get for a lot of tight spaces like that.
Yeah.
That's.
But then you've also got to fit. You've got to be far enough into the board. You can't be right on the edge because your back of your base is going to end up off.
Can go off.
It can as long as you can move.
As long as I can move after,
Keep moving,
so, don't know. I don't know. I'd be interested to see it. I don't.
Maybe.
I don't know if it's a necessity, but I think there's potential in it in my head.
I've not actually used any Chaos Knights at this point in time because mine is still in the process of being painted. But we're going to get those soon, hopefully. And the champion can take 25 points of magic items.
Yeah, nice.
Special rules wise, Chaos Arm 6+, close order, counter charge. They have counter charge.
Yeah. Bone for them.
Yep.
It's also weapons, first charge, mark Chaos Undivided, stubborn, and swift stride.
You get an incredible amount of improvement for 9 points.
Yeah.
Well, from a Chaos Knight, yes.
Yes, you do.
I would argue that the counter charge alone is probably worth, and certainly the counter charge and the extra attack is worth the 9 points.
Counter charge plus Marks and Nesh means that you get charged by cavalry. There's not a lot of stuff that's going to go before you.
Yeah.
But you've got to think.
Like even Growls go at the same time as you.
No, they're initiative 6 base. So then,
they're
web skill 6.
They're
5. So they're initiative 8. So yeah, same time.
Same time. So
assuming you move at least 3 inches. Yeah, it would be horrendous for everyone.
But I mean, second attack, point of leadership, massive.
Yeah.
Then I'm also getting, like you say, the stubborn, which is nice on the cavalry because that first time I have a problem, I can get out of dodge.
Swift strike, first charge,
6 up ward I've got as well, and
Yeah.
a counter charge for those 9 points.
Yep.
Yeah, all day long. They're vile.
Chose nice are good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are, and weirdly,
Like them a
a point cheaper than Dragon Prince.
Go for it, man.
Really is upset, aren't you?
Well,
you come with full plate, don't you?
I do, and I come with drilled.
Yeah.
So I do get some like if you have all of the rule tricks I have, you're more points than me, but I'm not strength 4. Yeah.
Or toughness 4.
Or have the marks.
Or toughness 4. That's correct. Or the marks. And they are good.
Chosen nice are good. I
good.
think you are going to see a lot of those in a lot of very competitive games.
Yeah, I just don't know why you would.
Can I just, before we move on to the next one, this is more a point about the layout of the books.
Why?
I really don't like that they've gone characters, infantry, cavalry, chariots, whatever. Why not just put it characters, core, special, rare?
You said this last time as well on the Wood Elf one.
I say it every time.
And I do agree with you. I do agree with you.
So annoying.
There's a lot I like about these books in terms of the.
I also love this piece of artwork.
The kind of production quality. I like the art on the bottom of the pages.
Yeah, it looks great.
I think the colouring's really nice.
Yeah.
It's got a real kind of good feel to it. But yeah, layout's not great.
So
Reference
confusing.
section's not great. Why is all my stuff not at the start? This is how your army's put together. This is where your special rules are. This is. Do you know what I mean? I don't mind the magic items at the end.
No.
But like, I want my special rules, my kind of lore and magic, my marks. I want all of that before.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just feels like change for change's sake sometimes.
More Horseman then.
Yeah. Moving on to why we're here.
So also, I don't like. This is my preference. I don't like the fact that the Marauders come after the Warriors. I like the cheaper stuff to be before like the heavier elite stuff.
Yeah.
But that's just me. Marauder Horseman, web skill 4, strength 3, toughness 3, 1 wound, initiative 3, 1 attack.
They are literally a marauder.
They have Marauder on a horse. 12 points a model. Light.
So double the points, up 6 points.
They are light cavalry, but they're on a 30 by 60.
So the horse, they double their move, and the horse gives them the attack they lost from not having a second one. Yeah. So good.
Equipment wise, they have hand weapons and light armour. The war horses
weirdly come with light armour.
It's like they come with light
armour.
Yeah. The horses actually have hand weapon.
Yeah.
The entire unit may take one of the following. They can take.
Call it a hoof weapon. Sorry.
They can take cavalry or throwing spears for free, or they can take flowers for a point per model. The entire unit can take one of the following. They can take throwing axes or javelins for a point per model. They can take shields. You can replace your mark of undivided with any of the marks for 2 points per model again. And your command is 7 for the champ and 5 for the standard musician. Special rules, they have fast cavalry, fire and flee, mark of chaos undivided, open order, skirmishers, swift stride and warband.
Really like that they come with fire and flee.
So I was going to say, I think quite a lot of the old light cavalry have really took a bit of a mashing in terms of their versatility.
Yes.
These guys feel like they're quite useful still.
Yeah, I do like them a lot actually.
Throwing axes with fire and flee is good.
Fire and flee is the one where you flee from a charge but you roll already?
Yeah, so you
stand and shoot and flee.
Then you flee, but you only flee the lowest of 2d6 because of the time it takes you to throw and then auto rally.
Okay.
Think.
And also,
fairly certain you auto rally.
I also like the idea. I also like the fact they have swift stride and warband.
Yep.
So they are re-rolling that re-on charge.
Yeah, we're on the charge with an extra d6.
You take flails, they are quite dangerous, like backfield.
Punchy, yeah.
Dangerous to backfield, sort of like war machines, lone characters, all that sort of stuff.
Skirmish as well makes them nice and flexible with the fire and flee.
Yeah.
Definitely love a bit of Marcus and Esh on them so they're not panicking.
That is the thing these days, yeah.
Yep.
Or you keep them mark undivided, just re-roll the panics.
Could do, but they need support.
But you're probably going to be fast enough to be in still in general range of your Chaos Dragon Lord.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it's worth considering.
I think I'd just.
I think it's the only mark I take on them.
Yeah.
Corn maybe. There's always the idea of corn flower Marauder Horseman.
Yeah, but I've got to.
Yeah, then got the
get
Warband
stuff
Swift Stride.
charging, and I'm going after stuff, and I'm going.
But no, Marauder Horseman. I think they have kept the use. To be honest,
they're dirt cheap. They're dirt cheap.
Yeah.
12 points model.
Yeah.
You probably are. I would probably take the champion for the leash's benefit.
Yeah.
I probably won't bother. I'd probably go Slanesh. and just not have to worry about
Sinesh, something I can chuck and maybe a flower is 16 points. That's pretty hot.
Yeah.
The champion is 3 points cheaper than the Mark Sinesh.
It would be, yeah, but you're still then having to test on a very average leadership rather than just ignore it.
I suppose.
I agree.
But no, Maraud Horsemen, I think they are still useful.
Absolutely, still have a place.
Go on, James. You can talk about dogs and dog handlers.
Yeah, I look like that's a good fit. So Chaos Warhounds, movement 7, weapon skill 4. Weapon skill 4.
Hilarious.
They gain a weapon skill.
They're better at fighting.
They gain a weapon skill.
Amazing.
Strength 3, toughness 3, 1 wound, initiative 3, 1 attack, leadership 6, 6 points. Stayed on the old style cavalry base, the 25 by 50. They're a war beast. These guys can have quite a plethora of upgrades. They can have armoured hide 1 for a point, wouldn't bother. Poisoned attacks for a point, probably would bother.
Would, yeah.
Vanguard for 5 points.
Per unit.
Per unit is pretty hot.
Okay,
Not per model, per
Probably
unit.
only going to take 5.
Yeah.
But maybe I would.
So you don't want to take unit 20 vanguarding dogs?
I mean,
See, these would be with the Vanguard. They're really useful with corn stuff because I can start them. I can Vanguard them in front of some corn stuff, so I can keep it nice and prop forward. But I can then slide these guys across the front, so they can't declare the charges.
Yeah,
that's reasonably helpful. They're loners. They move through cover, which is great.
really good.
They're open order and they're swift stride. So I think these guys are just your classic throwaway chaff.
Yeah.
They are exceptionally cheap. You could even
very
argue to take no upgrades on them and
They've got down in points. Haven't
get
they?
them at 30 points.
They used to be 8.
No, they were 6.
Oh, were they?
But at
I believe they were
35 points with Vanguard for a unit of 5, that's
really
that's
good.
really hot chaff.
The only issue
Right.
with them is they can't use General's leadership anymore.
No,
Because they are
they're
war
war
beasts.
beasts.
So that's a bit painful.
But then you do have the next option to help sort of mitigate
Yeah,
that.
you do.
Yeah.
So you can pay 15 points to give him a Chaos Warhound Handler. So he's movement 5. So he's better than most things movement in terms of infantry. He is regular infantry and a character, but he does slow them down.
He
I
does
think
slow
that
down by
hurts.
2.
lot.
Yeah.
Weapon skill 5 is redonk though.
Hilarious.
He's a warrior cats, mate.
Strength 4, toughness 4, 1 wound, initiative 4, 1 attack, initiative 8.
He's warrior
15
chaos.
warrior
Literally
chaos.
warrior.
He has handler, loner, mark of undecided, move through cover, and he gets to keep the Vanguard, although he does cost you 2 points off your Vanguard as well. Can take an add hand weapon or a whip for free, so you'll take something. Handler, he can accompany a unit of Chaos Warhounds. During deployment, position a Chaos Warhandler with its unit of hounds.
Warhandler.
Warhound Handler. As you would a character that has joined a unit. Once placed, the Warhandler cannot leave the unit unless the model is fleeing friendly units within command range, so within 8.
Yep.
Can use his leadership of 8 instead of their leadership of 6. It's alright.
Not 15 points, no. I wouldn't bother.
I think it's awful. I think it's a complete waste of 15 points.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. The leadership
Slows
of
you
8's
down
alright.
by 2 points.
But
You lose Swift Stride.
You lose swift stride. You keep me through cover.
And
That's
particularly
alright.
as you don't care if stuff runs through you and makes you panic because you're probably going to be Sinesh.
Either re-rolling it or ignoring it.
Ignoring it. So, yeah, I think dogs are good. I think at 35 points you could take 3 units for 105 points in your army, and if like 1 or 2 of them run, you'll probably still get the crucial block you need.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it.
What I do love the fact though is the unit of 5 dogs causes a panic, whereas a singular pig or 2 pigs does not. That's just me going from other
Unit of
armies.
5 dogs does cause a panic. That's
Does cause it's usually strength 5.
Yep.
2 pigs is not.
What you want, ideally, is one dog to die, and then the next turn the dog's wrong, because then they've done it.
Does it not? Is it not their starting unit strength
No.
that causes panic? Is
Start
there-
of the phase that they panic
Oh, good.
is when it's determined.
Sorry,
Oh, lovely.
sorry. I'll retract my statement and replace with this one. 4 pigs does not cause a panic, whereas 5 dogs does.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So if we can move on, Chaos Chariots.
Yeah, you do sound good now.
First of the bad boys.
Yes.
Heavy Chariot. Immediately we're in
It's
good
good.
territory. 110 points feels good because they're toughness 5.
That's the exact same
Yeah.
points as what it was before.
And they've kept their 3+ armour value.
That's massive.
They are
Yeah, that's really good.
good.
Wow.
I can't.
That's
even,
really good.
I can't even begin to talk about other chariots. They're a special choice as well. I can't even begin to talk about the other chariots I was moaning about before we filmed today. So weapon skill 5, strength 4, initiative 4, 1 attack for the crew. There's 2 of them though, so you get 2 attacks off the crew.
You've lost an attack per model, which is upsetting.
Yeah, because they're just a warrior chaos.
But you have kept your 2 strength 4 horse attacks, which is nice.
And you kept your halberds.
Yeah.
And you've got your halberds baked in. You don't pay for those. But let's be real, these look good.
Marks, 10 points for model.
The marks are expensive.
Same points as the character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, you're looking at probably Sinesh or Khorne here, I would say. For me.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I think that's probably it.
Which it was before in that edition.
Yeah, I don't think that's really changed.
No, but you saw people take note because they were an absolute nightmare to get rid of. But
they're going to be a nightmare to get rid of still.
Yeah.
They're going to be hard to deal with. They've got unit strength for 5 as well.
Give me some special rules.
They're close order, which is again good. It's basically a 3-point of combat rest.
Yeah.
Ensorcel weapons, which you're not going to use because you'll use your halberds.
Yep.
Yeah.
First charge, nice.
Very good.
Impact is D6 plus
Really,
1
really
at strength
good.
5 minus 2. Don't mind if I diddly do. And they are a Mark of Chaos undecided, which you're going to swap.
Almost.
I think you'll swap it.
You could keep it.
You
But
could,
I think you'll
Do
probably.
you know what I've just seen? All sorts of weapons, you might use it to prevent yourself being absolutely tar-pitted by that singular spirit host these days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You've got flexibility in there.
There's nothing would more annoying than seeing your spirit host charge my chariot. Like,
Specifically.
why is him?
No one else is, just right.
Yeah.
I can see the model fighting my Gorby's chariot.
Max deploys chariot.
James deploys spirit host.
Laughs in spirit host.
I like the fact you can now fight it off, so which is good.
Yeah, that is nice. That's it. We're done.
No,
you can include it as a mount as well, which
these are good.
they're not bad mounts to be honest.
No, giving that character a throw-up armor save. Don't mind if I do.
What? Giving him plus 4 wounds?
Yeah.
360 line of sight for your wizards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing as your sorcerer lord
spells.
can't really get to a free armor save.
Yeah.
And they move 14 because chariots march.
No, the chariots can march. Doesn't have swift stride.
No,
No.
none of them do really.
No chariots swift stride, which I think is
Particularly the heavy chariots don't.
Yeah.
Some light chariots do.
These are going to hit hard though.
It was upsetting to see them go from core to special.
Yeah.
But if they were on core,
But you did get the knights out of course, so you did sort of gain in that respect.
Yeah.
Definitely think you still want to include these.
You can still have an all-mounted army if you want.
Big fan, and they'll keep up with your knights as well because they can march now.
Yeah.
Big fan, and actually because of marching, the next chariot is I think far more viable than it was before.
it is. Speaking of next chariot,
Yeah, Gorby's chariot, the rare one now. 135 points, strength and toughness 5 with 4 wounds. 2 regular chaos charioteers, which are just warriors of chaos. And the Gorbeast is movement 6, weapon skill 4, strength 5 with 3 attacks, initiative 2.
Has lost a point of toughness.
lost a point of toughness, lost a wound,
Yeah, that's a big hit.
and I think the Gorbeast gained a weapon skill though.
Oh, okay.
Stayed the same points as well.
Stayed the same points.
Yeah, 135 points, 3 up armor save again, heavy chariot. The charioteers have got hand weapons and halberds, and the Gorbeast has got goring horns, which are just a hand weapon.
Do you know what Ree would have given me more options to take these? If your chaos charioteers were chosen on a chariot? Whereas because it's rare.
I can see that.
It's a rare option.
Being an army list as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the chaos chariot is basically because you got chaos warriors, chaos knights, chaos warriors on a horse.
Yeah.
Chaos chariot is chaos
Yeah,
warriors
warriors
chariot.
chariot.
You got chosen. So the progression chosen.
I've got to say
that's
though,
it.
special rules wise, they do help make up.
Yeah, I mean, you can obviously upgrade it. It comes with Mark of Undivided, and you can upgrade it to Khorne, Noble, Sneshers each for 10 points.
Oh, that's good.
Special rules wise, Armor Bane 1 on the Gorbeast. Close order, ensorcel weapons. First charge, impact hits D6 plus 2.
That is horrid.
Really good.
Yeah.
And Killing Blow on the Gorbeast, 3 attacks.
Yeah.
Very good.
Now this is a mount for your character.
Yeah.
This is a mount for your sorcerer lord.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Gorbeast.
Movement 6 it's only 1 point slower than a chaos chariot these days. Where it used to be 2 points slower, it's now only 1 point.
The fact
That's
they can
true.
march.
And you can
helps.
march now with chariots, which is
big help.
the Gorbeast has had a new lease on life.
Yeah,
In
and
my-
both chariots went up to a 60 by 100 base as well.
Yeah.
Let's
The
say.
Gorbeast is dangerous.
Even in these events limiting stuff to 3, I could still have like sort of 8 chariots on the table. 3 Gorbeast, 3 of these, a
Comfortably.
couple of characters. Really
Comfortably,
terrifying.
The only thing I can see is the Gorbeast, the fact that it still only has a maximum charge of 12 inches. It's still slow in the option of charging, which can be an issue when you're relying on your impact hits.
Yes.
Very true. Very true.
But it is exceptionally tough.
It's not as tough as it used to be, but it still is quite tough. It's only, to be honest, it's only as tough as the regular chariot.
Yeah.
I think the thing is though that you want to kind of, even if it does get charged, if you can just counter charge with something that might stop the enemy from being able to pursue you when you fall back in good order.
A spawn maybe.
Yeah, then you could turn and come back in with a counter. That could be quite punchy.
But yeah, the Gore Beast, I feel, is
for 20 points more than a regular chariot. Sorry, 25 points more than a regular chariot. Yeah, I really like it.
Although I wonder if I wasn't limiting stuff to 1 to 3, would I not just spam the cheaper chariot? I feel like I might. 'Cause it's got
I
the better
don't know. I
movement.
don't know if you'd get enough more of the cheaper chariot for it to be worth it. Do you know what I mean? Like you might get one extra chariot.
The extra impact hit's nice. It's more the stuff around it. I'm thinking. Do you know what I mean? Would I just?
I just try and combine this with the with the regular cheaper chariot because you're getting 2 lots of close order, 2d6 plus 3 impact hits.
You get them both in, yeah.
Yeah, both in.
I mean, chariots are very strong.
Yeah,
chariots are strong
in these terms when they're this survivable. When they've retained a fantastic armor save and a fantastic toughness.
I mean, the Chaos Chariot. Is he still up there as one of the best chariots in the game?
Yes,
I'd say so. Yeah.
I've not seen chariots.
The Tomb Guard chariots, maybe.
No, I think they're better.
No, they're not survivable enough.
They're not as good as this.
No.
Okay. They are cheaper, but they're not as good. I can't think of a chariot I've seen that I like better than these ones.
Fair play.
Yeah, Hot's Trot, Chaos.
Iron Blaster. That's chariot, isn't it?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. For a different role though.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Banticle.
The Banticle.
Tall monsters to me, Scott.
Okay, I will. He is movement 6, but he flies, so that doesn't really matter. He's web skill 5, strength 5. He adds 4 wounds to your character because he can only be taken as a mount. He's initiative 5 with 4 attacks, and he's 120 points.
Don't hate that points cost.
No. He's a monstrous creature, not a behemoth. So no -2 on his
He only has D3
stomps. Or -2 AP on his stomps. On a 60 by 100 base, he's got wicked claws and scaly skin, which is heavy armour. He can have a venomous tail for 15 points. Which gives you a single strike first poison attack.
No, so one of the attacks has to be done with that weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he gets 3 attacks with wicked claws and
yeah, we're going to rule that though. That it's only can only make one with that.
Yes,
No.
it must make one.
Rather than it must do one but could do more. That's the way we're going to rule it.
Yeah, because it must make one.
Unless Games Workshop do something else.
It also has, well, I'll go through its special rules actually before I go through Willful Beast. It's got close order, fly 9, large target, stomp attacks D3, like Max said, swift stride, terror, and then this Willful Beast. During the start of turn subphase of each of their turns, this model must make a leadership test using its own unmodified leadership, which will be the rider because it doesn't have it.
Yeah, it must be because its own unmodified leadership is down.
If the test is passed, the rider is able to keep control of their mount. If, however, the test is failed, the rider has lost control and their mount becomes subject to frenzy until their next start of turn subphase. Note that this model's rider does not gain a +1 modifier to their attacks characteristic.
But frenzy just means I've got to charge.
Yes.
And a lot of the time,
you're going to want to charge.
I'm not that concerned.
Yeah.
You're a large target and you fly, and you have swift stride, so you're probably going to be charging.
Yes.
So you've got what, 9, 12, 18-inch declarable charge?
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. I like these a lot, particularly for their points. I like them.
Wicked claws give you -2 to your -2 AP.
Yeah,
all the time.
Wicked claws is what everyone.
Sorry,
most monsters.
Most monsters get.
We say all of them.
Yeah, I was going to say.
We're about to get into one of them.
Most things have got wicked claws, but not everything.
But 120 points is cheap.
Really cheap.
That's what I was saying about the dragon. I like the dragon a lot, and I think I'd want to have him. But I do wonder if you might find long term that you're a sorcerer lord on a Bandicoot and a chaos lord on a Bandicoot is. The big bants over the dragon.
So from when you say, I want to see what the manticle's like these days, what's your opinion on the manticle?
Yeah.
I quite like him.
Yeah.
You can get 2 manticores for less than the cost of a single chaos dragon.
Yeah. I just want to look at him against.
45 points.
I just want to look at him against the griffin.
Okay.
Because the griffin is.
Because you want to moan about one of your
No,
other
no.
things.
We'll see,
it's not good.
I think the griffin is relatively similar.
Okay.
I don't think it's the
What
exact same. 5.
Same strength?
Yep.
You get +2 toughness though.
But I start at 3, and for Empire,
Fair.
when you look at their Griffin, they
It
get
makes you
+1
toughness 5,
So it makes you
basically.
toughness 5.
Yeah,
So they're
which
both getting
you
into the
start
same
at.
You
toughness.
don't get as many wounds.
No, you only get 3 for the Griffin.
Ooh.
And the Griffin's the same initiative, same attacks, and it is 10 points more expensive than the Manicle.
It is on a smaller base of 50 by 50, and it's the same for the
Is
Empire.
it monstrous creature, the Griffin?
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah, okay.
It has wicked claws and a serrated maw, which is not dissimilar.
Slightly different.
One attack.
Yeah.
Armour Bane 2, multiple wounds 2, which is quite nice.
The Manacle might be better. Then.
Otherwise, close order, fly, large
Fly
targets. Yeah. Stomp D3, Swift Stride, Terror.
Yeah.
So I've just not got Willful Beast.
You've not got the Willful Beast.
I feel like this has been reduced on the Willful Beast.
Yeah.
And perhaps the bigger base, but I get a 4th wound off the Manticore. And I only get 3 off of the
you
Griffin.
Get 4 wins, not.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, I get a 4th win versus
a 4th over the.
yeah.
Okay,
And I'm paying less. Again, I just don't understand where, like, to me these look like obvious oversights, and I think the Empire. Let me just check the Empire. I think they pay the same for
as the high elf.
For the high as the high elves for it as well. I'm not picking the high elves specifically. I just wanted to see. Because Manticore and Griffin were always basically exactly the same. Yeah, and again, it's exactly the same.
But you have the option for the Imperial Griffin, though.
Yeah, that's bigger, but that's
different.
Because that's a behemoth, it's totally different. But
that's Deathclaw.
But yeah, I mean, effectively, the old style 50 by 50 Griffin is the same.
Is that 120?
130, exactly the same as the high elf one. Same rules as the high elf one.
So maybe they really did reduce the points because of Willful Beast. But Willful Beast ain't that
bad.
It's not that bad.
No.
If it's on a Lord, you leadership 9. Even if it's on a Sorcerer Lord, you leadership 8.
They're dirty.
Yeah.
They're dirty for those points.
So that's Scott said 45 points cheaper than the Dragon.
Yeah. For 2 of them.
Which shall we go into now? Because it's the next model.
I mean, he's a machine.
So, the Chaos Dragon, we're finally there. This is probably what you're going to see all the time. Chaos Dragon. Movement 6, doesn't matter if you fly 10. Weapon skill 6.
Very good.
Strength 7. Plus 1 toughness. Plus 6 wounds.
Insane.
Initiative 4.
That's insanity, the Initiative 4. I noticed that, again, that with the Forest Dragon, he also gave you big initiative. He had bigger initiative. The Star Dragon's 2, and I think the Forest and this one are both 4.
Oh, okay.
So there's a big sort of shift in difference there.
285 points, so he is a chunk of change. He is a chunk of change.
I don't know if you said the attacks.
Yeah, 6 attacks.
He is more expensive than the Elf
Behemoth, base size is 60 by 100.
Yep.
Equipment, he comes with Wicked Claws, Dark Fire Chaos, Fumes Contagion, and Draconic Scales, so he's got full plate armour.
Very nice.
Special rules wise, close order, fly 10, large target, stomp attack D6 only, not D6 plus 1 like the Star Dragon.
Not the Star, so but he's closer to the Forest Dragon, but he is more points.
Swift Stride, Terror, and Two-Headed Dragon. The Two-Headed Dragon is a Chaos Dragon may use either Dark Fire or Chaos or Fumes Contagion during the shooting phase of its turn. It cannot use both during the same turn. And these are the breath weapons.
Made that super clear this time.
Dark Fire Chaos is Strength 4 -1, breath weapon, flame attacks, magical attacks.
Good.
Oh, magical.
Yep, and the Fumes Contagion is Strength 2, breath weapon, magical attacks, ignores armour.
Yeah.
Also good, but
not bad.
And then Wicked Claws is Strength user -2 to armour.
So Strength 7's good. Unfortunately, I think it's a huge error with the FAQ from Games Workshop. I'll say it.
Say you can't marshal.
Say you can't marshal fire the breath weapon because I've got this big choppy beast and he's places combat. I'm paying points for breath weapons I'm almost never going to use. I can't use them in combat.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fly around like a eagle and drop templates. I just don't see it.
No.
I think it's a real shame you can't use the breath weapons in combat anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
even if they just made it D6 hits or 2D6, but a bit like assailment spells that use templates, you hit models from the back rank, so it's not removing attacks.
I was going to say, because of the removal of attacks, I think that's the problem. You see, once you take step up out of the equation, which they've done, so many of these things you have to start cutting back on because otherwise, I mean, it's bad enough as it is. He's going to wipe out the front rank anyway.
Easily.
It's just whether he wipes out 1 or 2 ranks really with breath weapon.
Especially when he's combined with the Chaos Lord.
Yeah,
even
the Sorcerer Lord.
Even a Sorcerer Lord.
Probably enough.
Chaos Lord on one of
Transport
these
for the dragon,
things is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
10 wounds.
There's nothing.
Toughness 6.
Toughness 6, 10 wounds, 11 attacks in total at base.
Plus the stomp.
Unless you get lucky with a Monster Slayer, there's not much in the
Basically,
game that's going to take this thing
And you've got to get that before the Chaos Lord's chopped your head off.
Yeah.
He's a machine as well.
Yeah.
Because the only thing that's going to be saying Monster Slayer are going to be characters or
Wizards.
Wizards or champions. Sorry, unless it's like a really big champion. But I don't even think there's not many champions that can take 50
I don't
points.
think about that.
But yeah, the Chaos Lord's
obviously stuff that comes with it.
The base size is big enough that if you don't declare a challenge, I'm going to tag that guy and kill him.
Almost certainly.
Before he gets a chance to Monster Slayer.
Yeah, almost certainly.
Yeah. Or I'll be off of him and he'll have 1 attack.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He'll have 1 attack. So do I care? It's very, very lucky to hit me when I'm weapon skill 7 and then roll a 6.
On the 6.
Do you know what I mean? You've got to do it. And then I've got to foul my ward save, which is at least 5+.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's 5+ for Chaos Armour.
that's what I mean. It's at least 5+. So Yeah, they're terrible.
The Chaos Lawn Dragon is, again, we won't go much into these, but dragons are dragons.
Yeah, they're going to dominate.
Dragons be dragoning.
The only question is whether you take one dragon at 2,000 points or 2 bandit cores.
I like the idea of 2 bandit cores.
I quite like the 2 bandit cores.
Because it gives you more versatility.
Yeah, it's quite hot.
More coverage.
Yeah, and it means if you take Castle on a Dragon, there's a chance you might not be able to get in a good Sorcerer Lord in your army.
Yeah, I mean, you'll have the points in your character allowance.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's that sort of what else you've got.
Yeah. And then, so we're going to... So that's Chaos Dragon, really good. We won't go into it as much, but he's phenomenally good.
Yeah.
So we're going to say that's actually just fallen off a cliff.
Yeah. It really has.
Yeah, try to go on.
The Chimera. It used to be a staple for every competitive army. Used 2 or 3 at least. It's always 1 or 2 or 3 if they're feeling incredibly spicy. It's fallen. Movement 6 doesn't matter. It's fly 10. Weapon skill 4 stay the same. Strength 6 stay the same. Toughness 5 stay the same. 4 wounds stay the same. Initiative 3 stay the same. 6 attack stay the same. Leadership 5 stay the same as well.
Okay.
180 points. I think that's 5 points cheaper. Top of my head?
Something like that. Around the same point.
Yep. It's a monstrous creature. It's on a 60 by 100 base. It has claws and fangs, counts as a hand weapon. Big one there. And it has scaly skin, so it comes with heavy armour. No longer, you can't get it to a 4 palm save anymore.
No.
Options wise, it can have Flaming Breath, 20 points, which is a strength 4 breath weapon.
No AP. That's
no AP.
Flaming.
Fiend Tail for 10 points, which is an extra D3 attacks each turn must be made with this weapon.
I think you'd buy that every time.
Yeah, it's the old thing. You always get D3 extra attacks from its profile.
Yeah.
It can have region 5+ for 15 points. Probably.
Maybe.
You'll try and make the most of it. If you're spending how many points on this thing,
yeah,
and you can give it poison attacks.
Yeah, I probably won't bother.
It has Armor Bane 2 for claws and fangs only. Close order, fly 10, large target. You're shaking, son. Calm down.
I'm going to go like a volcano in a minute.
Large target. Stomp 1. 1 stomp. Swift Stride and Terror. The big thing for the Chimera is no natural AP on its attacks.
No.
Go around. Hold on. Let me and Scott get our words in, and then you can go.
So there's no AP on its base attacks. It's 6 attacks with its claws and fangs. The Fiend Tail, the extra D3 attacks, his strength user AP 1, -1. And you've got the armor base.
You are fishing for 6s for the armor base.
Super fishing for 6s. Yeah.
But I think
I think you never buy the poison because you're fishing for 6s.
No. You buy the Fiend Tail.
You buy the Fiend Tail all the time.
Don't
possibly buy regen.
I'd buy the regen. I wouldn't buy the flame.
I also wouldn't buy the Flaming Breath.
Go in, go large.
Now we'll let you go.
It's also if you do take the Fiend Tail and the regen, you take the Fiend Tail and the regen, it's 70 points cheaper than what it used to be.
Yeah. That is a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Go on and go.
It's also
a lot
worth a lot less than 70 points cheaper. The
thing
is, right, it's not its fault. It's not all its fault in terms of its rules writing, because the rules writing problem comes with the changes to breath weapons, in my opinion. The changes to templates make breath weapons far less viable with shooting. The fact I can't march and fire them makes them far less viable in shooting.
Yeah.
And he's a big stroppy monster that wants to fight, allegedly. I'll tell you why that's allegedly in a minute, right? Because, 5/6 of the time a goblin gets his full armor save. All 6+ of it. So the breath weapon is a non-include for me. They're not worth buying at all anymore, in my opinion. They went from auto includes to never takes.
Yep.
The Fiend Tail is must because it's something that gives it some AP. But it just feels like we know you've bought lots of these, so you can't. We're going to make them rubbish, so you don't want to use them anymore. I'm sorry, but I can't see why it's been hit so bad. The lack of any generic penetrative power on its armour means it is completely and utterly a big white elephant for your army.
AP 1 Armor Bane 1 would have made this thing so much better.
Even that would have improved it. It should just have Wicked Claws.
Every
I'd pay 30 more points for Wicked Claws.
Yeah. Every monster that's a similar sort of vein to this, like your Phoenixes, your Griffins, they all have Wicked Claws. The Manticore. The Chimera just doesn't.
No, and you know what? The popular monsters that were the ones you saw all the time, your Terrorgeists, nerfed. This, nerfed. Phoenixes, nerfed. Right? And I don't think there's an excuse for that, because you've spent a lot of time writing these rules, and I think everything should feel like it's takeable, personally. I should feel like everything is a hard choice, because, or I should at least feel like there's some value in it.
Yeah.
But I just don't know why I'd ever bother.
I don't mind its role changing. If you suddenly said it's pretty rubbish in combat, but does this other thing, I don't know what it could be other than its breath weapon being good, but even that isn't great.
It's got Monster Hunter,
Yeah.
You know, it's like I've got
Yeah,
Monster
okay.
Slayer, so
Like a Gorgon.
like a Gorgon, or
Yeah.
like the choppy Sphinx.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's that, or
Or it's got like multiple wounds
Yeah.
on its attacks instead of AP, so
Yeah.
it's better at killing like big,
Yeah.
lightly armoured things.
Yeah, like
monstrous
a Carnage
infantry.
Sword.
Yeah.
It just
so
doesn't-
it would be like the monstrous infantry
Yeah.
killer. So then you could say, well, it doesn't have AP, but it's got lots of multiple wounds.
Yeah.
And actually, a lot of monstrous infantry doesn't have
Doesn't have
armor.
great armour,
So that
so,
kind of makes
yeah.
sense.
This system doesn't feel like it's got a role.
But it doesn't.
No.
It's not going to do it. It's not going to touch cavalry, which are going to be
No.
the dominant force, which will walk through it in a turn.
It's not going
Or
to touch
Chariots.
a chaos.
It's also lost a point of armor for no good reason. Right?
Let's not talk about trying to take on dragons.
No,
Oh no.
it's not going to touch a monster. It's not going to touch cavalry, and it's going to struggle even against blocks of infantry.
Yeah.
Because you've got to look and say
one! Stop one!
veteran state troops,
Really
right?
upsetting for it.
Veteran state troops,
Yeah.
right? I'm going to be facetious, but veteran state troops, 6 attacks, 3 hits.
Mm-hmm.
I get a good
To be
day.
fair, that's assuming he hasn't killed your half your front rank,
Why would he kill half my front rank?
because he probably goes first because he charges you.
Yeah, yeah.
No, he's doing the cover attacks against
Oh,
the
sorry,
troops.
sorry, right, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
6 attacks,
Yeah.
3 hits.
Yeah.
2's to wound.
to
I
wound,
give him a
probably
really
3
good
wounds.
day and say he does all 3,
Yeah.
and I mug one of them off. He's got
Yeah.
2 kills.
Stomp one, you get 3
He
kills.
He's got the extra attacks.
He whips his tail on,
yeah.
Yeah.
gets 2, hits me once,
Probably
probably
kills one.
kills a bloke.
Yeah.
But he might roll a 1 to wound because we've not had any of those
Maybe,
yet.
maybe.
I think he's probably going to average 2 to 3 kills on veteran
Yeah.
state troops
Yeah.
before his stomp.
And that's state troops. That's a man in his pyjamas.
Yeah,
Really?
he's a man in his pyjamas.
On veteran state troops.
That's a man in his pyjamas who has not bought a shield.
Now imagine my surprise if he had. Say he was even like a Bretonian with a shield and a polearm.
Mm.
I charge you. You go, well, I'll take my polearms for extra attacks. I won't go halberds
yeah,
because I want the
spears,
supporting attacks. I'll hit you more. I'll hit you 4 times. Ooh, spicy, right? I probably am only going to get the cheeky 3 wounds. though.
Yeah.
And then you'll mug one off with your 5-up save.
Yeah.
So actually, I'm still killing 2.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a 200-point monster.
Mm.
Yes.
I'm possibly going to lose this fight based on their static combat res.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Veteran state troops are a real threat for me because they're probably going to have a banner that doubles their rank bonus.
And they're
I
probably going to
don't
have
wanna-
halberds that will actually seriously wound me.
Yeah. So to summarise, Chimeras, bin, right?
Yeah.
Manticores.
Cut 2 heads off, call them a banticore,
Yeah.
stick a rider on the back. Have a lovely afternoon.
Right, before we're going to go to the last one, we need to go to the Beastman.
Oh, we do.
Yeah, because I completely forgot.
I got it out.
We're going to leave the last one for last. We're going to go
Yeah.
to the Beastman
I
now.
forgot. Dragon ogres and dragon ogre sheriffs.
And giants.
And giants. Well, they're a monster. They fit in the right slot.
Yeah.
We're a beastman battle for.
Beastman after Warriors.
Yeah, they're after.
Wrong.
Dragon ogres, right? I'll get started.
Go on, you want to get started? You
Yep.
want to cheer you up a little
These
bit?
bad boys, monstrous
Bad.
cavalry, movement 7, which I like. Weapon skill 4, strength 5, toughness 4, 4 wounds.
Yeah, that's
really
really
like
good.
that.
They kept the 4th vote.
Initiative 2, 3 attacks, leadership 8, 56
Expensive.
points. But against what I've looked at already, like against my trolls in particular, these look alright for that.
Yeah.
They've got a 4th wound, they've got much better leadership,
Don't worry,
Yeah.
boys, you're going to take 9 of them.
better weapon skill,
You can only take using 9.
good flexibility of weapon options. I know you're initiative 2 and you might be tempted by the great weapon, but I think
I got halberd.
I'd pick halberd personally.
Okay.
You got the option of additional weapons, great weapons, and halberd.
Because I think they're going to be initiative 5 quite a lot, because I think they're going to charge
Yeah.
quite often.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
of the movement of 7. They, apologies, they can take heavy armour, which is nice. And
Which is automatic.
I'll tell you why it's
Yeah.
very nice in a minute. They can take a champion, he's the only option.
What, do you want to say the name?
A Shartak. The Shartak can take 25 points of magic items or 20 and 25 points of mutations, which I don't hate. Now, this is where they get good. Armour Bane 1, which would stack with the halberds.
Yep.
They have Armour Bane halberds?
Yeah. Armbane
Yeah.
1.
Minus one.
Minus
Armour
Armour
Bane
Bane 1. So they're pretty hot.
Yep.
Armoured Hide 2, 3 up armour.
For a bomb saying 4 wounds.
On 4 wounds is good. Close Order, nice. Fear, lovely. Ensorcel Weapons, cheeky.
Yeah.
So you could just keep the additional weapons.
I probably wouldn't. Immune Psych, I really like.
Yeah.
2 stomp attacks, which
Very nice.
More than the Chimera.
Double than a chimera.
double the Chimera stomp attacks. I don't even know why you bother with that one stomp. I'm sorry. And then they've got the Quickening Storm.
Scott's
So,
low right
I
now.
am on that page already.
Lovely.
So, a model with this special has a 5-up ward save against any wounds that suffered that were caused by a magic missile or a magical vortex spell. In addition, if a model with this special rule or the unit it belongs to suffers 1 or more hits from Storm Call, see page 104, it becomes quickened. A quickened model has a +1 modifier to both its initiative and attacks characteristics. This quickening lasts until your next start of turn sub-phase.
Yes.
So we go Stormcall in a second.
Stormcall
on
the Shaggoth.
It's a magic missile.
But
for the
I mean,
Shaggoth.
on a real, I'm definitely taking halberds. I'm getting these bad boys to initiative 6 on a charge.
Yeah.
And the fact they have... Oh, they don't have Switch Ride.
With 4 attacks each. Oh, is everything alright at home?
Dragon Ogres...
It's not about to be.
Dragon Ogres actually got really good.
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah.
But
I think they were about 70 points in the previous book as well. Or 75.
Yeah.
So even when you tool them up now, they're only in the 60s. They feel really good.
Yeah. About the big brother.
Yeah. Dragon Ogre Shaggoth, he is a monstrous creature. He is move 7, weapon skill 6, BS2, strength 6, toughness 5, 6 wounds, initiative 4, 5 attacks, leadership 9 for 225 points. Comes with a hand weapon and light armour. He can't take a halberd, he can take an additional hand weapon and a great weapon for 3 or 4 points, can upgrade to heavy armour for 6, and can take mutations and magic items for up to 50 points each.
That's a big change, the fact you can take 50 points magic items and mutations. They never got any of that.
No, that's very nice. Special rules wise, Armour Bane 2, Armoured Hide 2, Close Order, Ensorcel Weapons, Immune Psychology, Large Target, Stomp D3 plus 1, D3 more than that, Chimera, Stormcall, which I'll touch on in a second, Terror, and the Quickening Storm again. So Stormcall is a bound spell with a power level of 1. It can cast the spell even if it's engaged in combat. So this is a magic missile, casting value of 7, range self. If this bound spell is cast, all units within 6 of this model, friend or foe, including units engaged in combat and this model, suffer D3 strength 4 hits, each with an AP of -1.
Yeah.
And then obviously him, the Dragon Ogre, and Dragon Ogres then get quickened, which is +1 initiative and +1 attack until your next start of turn subphase. Yes. And those Dragon Ogres and this Shaggoth have a 5-up ward save against that bound spell.
Yeah.
Because it's a magic missile.
In terms of weapons, I actually wouldn't give this guy one of the weapons. I'd stick with the source weapons, just a hand weapon. -1. He's got Armor Bane 2.
Do you know what I'd give him?
You give him a magic weapon.
I'd give him Biting Blade for 15 points. And all of a sudden, he is...
Or Sword of Might.
Or is that minus...
That's +1 strength, -1, I think, Sword of Might.
Yeah. I think I'd like to see him get a -2 modifier.
No,
so
nice.
I think Biting Blade on him is hideous.
Do you know why I take it in? Monster Lane Sword.
You could.
You could do.
But I tell you what else is horrifying on him for 45 points, which we'll come to properly in a minute.
No, this no, right, so now what you're about to do, I don't know if you can do this. I don't know what's... Because it's magic items, total of 50 points. I don't know whether that's Beast of Magic items or Warriors of Chaos magic items.
Okay, so let me just check.
So it says Chaos Mutation, sees page 11.
Magic items unique to Warriors of Chaos armies. These can be purchased by models within a Warriors of Chaos army.
He'd take the Warriors of Chaos.
So he takes the Warriors of Chaos.
But then in mutations, he has to take the Beast of Mutations. Because that specifies page 111.
But that's not specified here.
No, that's not specified.
I think he takes the Warriors of Chaos ones.
I would say he takes the
Warriors of Chaos. And then he takes,
ones.
I think he possibly considers the Chaos Rune Sword, which makes him weapon skill 7, strength 7, -1, armor bane 2.
Armor Bane 4, so -5.
No, he's armor bane's on his cavalry. He doesn't have the sword.
Okay.
I'm just saying he's minus 3 when he rolls a 6.
Skill,
weapon
strength
skill
7.
strength 7 is
that's Star Trek. That's Star Trek.
On -1 with 5 attacks. He's a beast. I just think for me, Biting Blade at 240 is terrifyingly good.
I think a lot of people are going to be fighting for that Biting Blade though. There's a lot of...
Is a Biting Blade very common?
I don't know.
I can't remember. I don't think it is very common.
We'll have to check. But if it's very common, we are...
It's on my phone.
I don't think so. I don't think it is. But yeah, not sure. That's odd actually though that Chaos Mutations, because they specify page 111, but that's obviously because he's in the Beastman army list.
Yeah.
That's odd. Are they different? I'm assuming they are different.
They're completely different.
Yes.
Odd.
I mean, to be honest, you could give
very odd.
Just for mutation with the Beastman, you can give him +1 attack.
Nice.
But this can only be made during using an ordinary hand
of
weapon.
course it's because they're not mutations; they're gifts of chaos.
No.
So yes.
So that's Gifts of Chaos,
He can only take the mutations, which is in the Beastman army. Yeah. So
but I do think the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth is spicy.
I
like
him a lot.
225 points.
Yeah.
He's 45 points more than a base Chimera. 20 points more than a tool up Chimera that I would tool up to.
I think so. It's not very common.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Might
didn't
blade,
think so.
just so everyone's clear. But the sort of might, which would give him a -1 to his AP and strength of 7,
I like that a lot.
is very common. It's only 20 points.
Yeah.
I was just looking at what you don't give him, which is the axe that makes him magic res 2, because that actually makes his spell affect himself harder to cast.
Funny.
But yeah, big fan.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Big fan of Dragon Ogres and the Shagoths.
And giants.
Strong.
Yeah. Let's do the giant while we're here.
This is the first time I've seen a giant in the deep dive.
It is.
And
There's lots of them.
five lots of giants, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on. Of all the... Really? Still 2 pages? Really?
Yes.
Right, let's get stuck in. You can be on a 50 by 50 or a 50 by 75, depending on how old your giant is. Movement 6, weapon skill 3, strength and toughness 6 now though.
He's gained
That's
toughness.
a big improvement.
Yeah.
6 wounds, initiative 2, leadership 10, 200 points.
He also gained a lot of armour.
Another monster that I immediately feel a bit better than a Chimera about. Close order, pick up and giant attacks first. Immune strike, large target, pick up and stomp D6. So I definitely
Significantly better than Chimera.
feel terror, timber, and unbreakable.
He's just based on Breakable now.
Unbreakable.
He also gets
filth.
-2 on those stomp attacks because he's a behemoth.
He's behemoth,
-2
yeah.
AP.
So immediately better already.
And you can take heavy armour and regen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't think I would bother with the regen.
I'll probably go with the heavy
Maybe
armour.
with the heavy armour,
10
maybe.
points.
Yeah, if I had the points.
So instead of attacking normally, this is another one that was in the FAQ. Instead of attacking normally during the combat phase, pick up
Or making a pickup
Or
and
making
attack.
a
Pick up
Pick-up
and
hand.
is a
Yeah.
different attack
Yeah.
type.
You may make a giant attack. To make a giant attack, nominate an enemy unit the giant is in combat with to be the target of the attack and roll on the attacks table below.
Before you continue, I am upset that it does not depend on how big you are, what attack you get.
No, it doesn't.
This is
No.
upsetting.
No.
So on a 1, you headbutt the opponent, so it singles out a lone enemy model in the fighting rank of an enemy unit the giant's engaged with. So it could be a guy
Someone
at the opposite end.
15 inches away
This is that
of a line.
thing we've talked about before.
You never seen a stretchy neck?
Mr.
Mr. Fantastic?
14 inches across the board. I'm going to...
Where's your lion hammer now?
Also, it's a
hypnotise
really good
inventory.
attack.
Yeah, it is. They take D3 plus 1 wounds with
Yep.
no armour or regeneration. Wild.
The only
Very good.
The only show of it is that you got to roll to hit with a single attack.
No. This
Oh, the model is hit. Oh,
and
okay, yeah,
suffers
sorry.
D3 plus 1
So
range.
this is your anti-dragon.
It's like, oh, you've got a BSB over there. Yeah,
No,
not
you
so
don't.
much.
So belly flop. This one is
Hilarious.
you place a 3-inch template so that the centre hole is directly over the centre of the target unit. Any model under it
Friend or foe, so he
Risks.
could hit himself.
I don't. No, but not including this model.
risks being hit.
I don't understand why it says friend or foe. It's the centre of the enemy unit.
If it's one model and you've got like a chariot in the flank of it,
yeah,
you
so-
might also hit your own chariot.
It's strength 6 -2, but again, you're hitting
Not great.
half
Yeah.
the time.
You got to roll your partials.
Mighty swing. The giant swings its club through the enemy ranks. They are subject to random attacks, D6 plus 1.
Yeah.
At strength 7 -2.
Not bad, but you do have to roll to hit.
You do.
Yeah.
Thump with club. Single model in the fighting rank again could be 4 feet away.
This is potentially terrifying.
The giant club has a strength characteristic of 10 and a -4 AP at multiple wounds, D6.
This is potentially very scary,
So,
but you do have to roll to hit.
Yeah.
But hilarious.
Yeah. So, good. Jump up and down. The giant jumps up and down.
Yeah, this is very good.
He doesn't use his club. Instead, the target unit takes D6 plus 1 hits with the strength characteristic of the model with no armour saves permitted.
Yeah, it's
If
the
you
fact you don't have to
roll
roll to hit.
that against knights,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, see you later.
Game over.
Yep.
So,
Pick up and.
sometimes though, the giants forget the battle raging around them and decide that they have been distracted and decide to grab a handful of enemies instead. This is called pick up and. Instead of attacking normally during the combat phase, the giant, a giant that is engaged in combat with one or more units with the troop type regular infantry or heavy infantry may choose to pick up and attack. To make this, I've just seen it, it's fun. Nominate a regular or heavy infantry target the giant is engaged with. The unit must immediately make an initiative check. If the test is failed, a victim is picked by the giant. Hideous. What happens next does not bear thinking about, whatever it is, the single model belonging to the target unit is immediately removed from play as a casualty.
See,
doesn't
test.
Go on.
Sorry.
No, go on. Go on. Finish what you're saying.
Doesn't stop me from going.
No, it doesn't specify who chooses.
A victim picked up by the giant.
Where a single model belonging to the target unit is immediately removed from play as a casualty. It doesn't say that I pick it, or does it say the opponent picks it?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a giant picks it. There you go.
I think it probably is the giant.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
If the test is passed, the warriors manage to duck and dodge the giant squad. No one is picked up, and it has no effect. Then you roll a d6. On a 1 to 3, the giant has had some sort of episode. He forgets what's happened and nothing else. That's it. That's the end. You're done.
You just pick up one dude.
Yeah.
There.
On a 4+, the giant does it again.
Yep.
The target makes another initiative check. You continue to do that until the giant rolls a 1 to 3 and forgets what he's doing, or until there are no one left to collect.
Yes.
In a very real sense, he's you. He's a collector. Enemy models removed from play are considered to have been removed from the fighting rank of the enemy, so you can't attack back, which is extra.
Do you know what I do love about this though? Is that with the pick up hand.
Yes.
Say you got a really high initiative character in your unit, yeah.
Mm.
Your unit is like initiative 2. The unit makes initiative test initiative 2. So
Do you use the highest? You used to in previous.
Yeah, I
system
think
rules.
the characteristics test rule will still say you use the highest in the unit.
So if your unit's got say initiative test, you got one do it's initiative 5, the rest of the unit's initiative 3.
You use initiative 5.
But
Yeah.
I believe so.
It is that the giant is engaged in combat with. So I can be like, I'm going to have that guy right over there, or I'm going to have a guy in the 2nd or 3rd rank even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, although then it says casualties are considered to be removed from the fighting rank. But can I pick a wizard in the 3rd rank?
Yeah, and you lose taking the front rank as well.
Doesn't make any sense.
I think this is abstraction, but I think what the intention is, you can't pick a character. I think it's missing that line. Because if you can't pick a character, this whole thing works.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you don't use character initiative, you use the initiative of the unit.
Yep.
You just pick a random dude from the unit, consider to be from the fighting rank. You have an argument about could you pick the champion up? Possibly, yes. Yeah. But then because if you do that, it then doesn't really matter who chooses other than the champion, whether it's the giant or the player of the unit, it's just a random dude. So I think it's missing that line.
Yeah.
So
we'll have a look at it.
Missing
And
it.
But the line's not there.
The line is not there.
We'll make a decision about how we're going to deal with that. Giants seem okay. Let's go back
200
to
points.
our last monster then.
Do you want to do it or do you want me to do it?
No, this is your boy.
Your baby.
I don't know how much it is these days.
But I don't know if I could do another Chimera.
Go on, so you do
I don't think it's that bad.
You do the hell.
We are on to the Hell Cannon,
Exactly.
Rainbow Dash, as it is
My
fondly known.
poor hell cannons.
Yeah. It's Web Skill 4, Bliss Skill 3, Strength 5, Toughness 6, 5 wounds, 5 attacks, Initiative 1, Leadership 4. It's gone up in Leadership.
No, it's the same.
No,
I thought it was 3.
No, it's 4.
Oh, okay, fair enough. It has 3 Chaos Dwarf Handler crew who are Web Skill 4, Strength 3 with 1 attack each at Initiative 2 and Leadership 9 for 215 points. It's Behemoth on a 100 by 150mm base. It's got 4 up armor save.
Mm-hmm.
It has Doomfire, which is its cannon, and a hand weapon for the Hell Cannon, and just hand weapons for the handlers.
Hand weapon is very important though.
It is. Special rules wise, Armor Bane 1, Caged Fury. It doesn't actually say just for the Hell Cannon.
No.
Quite funny. So it also affects the
It
handlers.
also affects the handlers.
Caged Fury, which I'll get onto in a second. Closed Order, Ensorcelled Weapons. Again, doesn't just say for the Chaos Dwarf handlers, so it affects the Hell Cannon.
Hell cannon as well.
Immune Psychology, Impact hits D6. Large target, monster handlers, Regeneration 6+, Terror, Unbreakable, Warp Spawned. So Caged Fury, during the start of turn subphase of each of your turns, make a leadership test for this model. If the test is failed, roll immediately on the Hell Cannon Misfire table, which I'll go through in a second. Doomfire, which is its cannon, is range 12 to 60. Strength 5, under the hull it's 10. It's a small round blast. AP -2, -5 under the hull. It's got bombardment, cumbersome, move or shoot, and multiple wounds D3. This weapon shoots like a stone thrower using the bombardment special rule, 3-inch blast template, and the Hell Cannon Misfire table. Any unit that suffers 1 or more unsafe wounds from the weapon must make a panic test as if it had taken heavy casualties.
Misfire.
Yes, the Hell Cannon Misfire tables. This is now what you roll if you fail your Caged Fury check. It doesn't
Or if
just
you roll
go off in a
misfire
random
for the
direction.
cannon itself.
Or if you just roll a misfire. On a 1, free at last, the demon breaks loose. Every unit, friend and foe, within 3d6 inches takes d6 strength 5 hits with an AP of -1. Once these hits are resolved, the Hell Cannon is removed from play as a casualty. Jump 2 to 4. The Hell Cannon's handlers are sucked towards the furnace of the Ravenous Demon. Remove one of them from play. And 5 to 6. Blood! The Hell Cannon breaks its chains immediately. No worries. Immediately moving 3d6 as if it were subject to the random movement special rule, and as if this were the compulsory moves subphase.
Doesn't say it's go towards the nearest enemy unit, so you can
no, you just choose where it goes. Yeah, so that's got a bit better.
I am so thoroughly
underwhelmed
by the Hell Cannon
with
these days.
the changes to templates being particularly around partial hits.
That's the biggest hurt for him.
And bases generally getting bigger, so you hit less anyway.
And also the changes to how strength effects are piercing.
Yeah, but that wouldn't have affected this.
No, they wouldn't have affected this, but I'm saying when it's in combat, because this was was also known to be an absolute beast in combat.
Yeah, it's now really -1 unless you roll a 6.
It's just -1 unless you roll a 6, then it's -2. It's got no ward save.
It's less survivable.
And it's only got a regen 6.
Same
arm save, I think.
Same arm save.
Was it 4+ before?
Yeah. 4 arm save. It's lost. It's 5 up ward save gone down to regen 6+.
And it's warp spawn, so it doesn't get its regen against magical.
It doesn't have fun stomp anymore. It has impact hits, but you're not going to be.
Whoa! It's got impact hits instead, but they have no AP, and you are movement 3.
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
I mean, why? Why bother? Make me 30 points less and keep your impact hits.
Yeah.
It's just.
I mean, it might help for you if you stop rolling misfires.
I say, do you know what? The worst thing about this is if you the Cage Fury was always fun, because if you Cage Fury, it sometimes actually does. It's a benefit to yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, when we played years ago, when you put your Sister of the Thorn bust to the side of it, and you failed the Cage Fury, it's like
turn around and charge them and kill them all.
But now if you fail the Cage Fury, you're gonna blow up.
Well, not necessarily.
You're going to blow up.
No, you're going to blow up.
I think it's lost a lot of flavour.
Yeah,
and it's the same. It's the same points value.
Yeah, its large target is good.
The large target helps out a lot.
It helps the artillery element out a lot. It means it will shoot more regularly. But look, it's not all doom and gloom. It looks great when you put it on that size base. You can put your cow stalls on it. If you wanted to, you could cut some little holes in some cork and sink them down like the one we've got in the cabinet. It's a really ace display piece for you to leave there whilst you spend your points on any of the other monsters that aren't a Chimera.
Nice that you just added that bit in.
Which is a shame, because...
That's not a monster, that's why.
The two things from 8th edition Rare that you always saw, Skull Crushers and Hell Cannons, you're not going to see anymore.
I don't mind that for the sake of seeing different things. What I mind is that you almost feel forced to do that. You're certainly forced for Skull Crushers because they're not in the book.
Yeah, the Hell Cannon,
and you feel forced to buy the Hell Cannon because it's so underwhelming.
Just artillery in general is just too many points now for what it does.
Yeah.
It's just too expensive. And this boy has just suffered as well.
I have 2 of these and I'm really upset.
And I'll just say it again, it just feels like stuff you didn't take in the previous set of rules. Your chosen stuff, your Chaos Knights, your Chaos Dragons, your Manticores, your Dragon Ogres, they're really good, guys. So I hope you've got a big collection. The stuff that you had in your collection that you took every week.
Hell Cannons, Warriors.
And Chariots to an extent, because you will still take them, but you'll take less because they're not in core.
To be fair, I don't know if you will take less, because there weren't many Chaos armies in 8th that had more than 3 Chaos Chariots.
I mean, we used to hit them with our comp, but I mean, when you looked at an uncomped environment, you very often saw like all chariot armies or big chariot
Trolls are another one.
Trolls are another one you won't see, which is it does really feel like that with Chaos. It just feels like all the stuff you didn't use, pull it out, dust it off. All the stuff you did use, put it in a cabinet. It can look pretty in there.
Yeah.
And I really dislike that in any game system.
And I will save you from saying it. I think Chaos with High Elves are probably tied for sort of being hit by that the worst.
Yeah, the 2 of them have definitely had that quite hard.
I don't think Chaos are as mono build as High Elves can.
High Elves definitely look quite mono build.
I don't think Chaos are as mono build.
No. basically your option is Knights or Chariots.
Or Chosen.
I think you can still do some good stuff with the Shagoffs and the Dragon Ogres. I think you can't get everything that's good in the one list, which I think's nice.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, I think Chaos look like a decent. Overall decent faction. I think they're going to win a lot more than the internet initially felt they were going to win.
Yeah, when this army was first initially revealed, everyone was like, "Oh, Chaos have absolutely been put into the ground."
But as I said,
I don't think they have. On further reading,
the Chaos Warrior.
Yes.
That infantry model, I think has.
That hurts me. That does hurt me. That does sorely hurt me.
But I think the army as a whole is still.
And it hurts me that the good doctor's not here to soothe my wounds.
Yeah, I just
to feed me the drinks.
They are one of the armies that feels like they've lost an awful lot.
Yeah.
I've lost choices, and actually, I feel like there's lots of choices that are very unviable as well. So I feel like I've lost more than I've actually had taken away.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
overall, they're strong. They'll still be strong. They'll still compete.
You have the best combat lord in the game.
Yeah, 100%, and that's what matters because it's hero time, baby.
Yeah. Gifts of Chaos. We're going to go into the gifts then, shall we? Gifts and items, and we're going to start off with the gifts. These are like. What do we do? It's the spites from the Wood Elf one. So these represent a strange attribute. Some characters may be given gifts of chaos. Each gift may only be chosen once per army.
Feels like almost every army's got some mechanic like this now.
Yeah.
High Elves gained it through the honours.
Yeah.
Orcs don't have it. Empire don't have it.
They never did.
But
what I'm saying is it feels like more armies have. Like High Elves have got it.
Tomb Kings don't?
Tomb Kings don't.
No, they don't.
So I think that is about it.
Yeah.
Empire don't, Orcs don't,
yeah.
Tomb Kings don't.
But I think everyone else is basically...
Everyone else has got some form of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're going to start off with the most expensive one, which is Dark Majesty. It's 50 points. Unless this character is fleeing, any enemy unit that is required to make a fear or terror test whilst within the character's command range does so with additional -1 modifier to its lead characteristic. I wouldn't bother.
It's nice, but
I don't know.
I think it's too many
The
points.
terror test, maybe. The fear test, You don't take fear tests as often.
No, but your bounty cores and your bounty cores are going to be pushing like
8,
and
your dragon's going to be 10.
Dragon's 10.
So that's
for unit strength. Sorry.
So that does mean that unit of 11 is not going to take a fear test.
No.
And by the time it does take a fear test, it's going to be it's going to be dead.
It's more the terror test for me, though.
The terror test is probably the big one.
But yeah, I'm not sure I'd take it.
No, it's modifiers to leadership are good. It's just this seems...
I think it's too many points.
It's too many points, yeah.
If this was maybe 35 points,
maybe
I'd probably take it.
I feel like this next one should have been specified that it doesn't apply to models mounted on monsters, because it just feels odd to me. The character cannot be wounded by a roll to wound of 2+ regardless of the strength of the attack.
Demon Flesh, 45 points.
So, but it's more the fact it's Demon Flesh and it applies to my mount. I don't actually think it's that great on a big monster, because there's not much in the game now that will wound them on 2+.
No.
Because most of your big artilleries come down in strength as well.
Yeah.
But it's more just the fact that I feel like it's a bit odd that it applies to that.
Yeah, I can see it's been taken on a Shagoff.
Oh, I think this is really good on a... Yeah, it's good on the Shagoff. I think it's excellent on a Demon Prince.
Demon Prince is good on.
Yeah, well, they toughness 5.
5, so there is stuff that will catch them out.
Yeah, potentially.
Extra arm?
Yeah, too many points, but a good buff.
But can be combined with a magic weapon.
Yeah.
So extra arm, 40 points, character, but not their mount. There you go, specify not their mount this time.
Yeah.
It has +1 modifier to their attack characteristic. This goes on Demon Prince.
I think this would go on a Chaos Lord.
It's going
I think it'd go on a
Chaos Lord, Demon Prince, Sorcerer Lord if you're feeling free.
Yeah, I just think it's too many points.
Monster Slaying Sword.
Monster Slaying Sword is really good. Extra arm, I think it's worth it on trying to get as much out of those characters. The Chaos Lord not so much because he's going to go on Dragon, so he has a lot of attacks there.
Yeah.
The Demon Prince does need a bit of help with the attacks hitting.
We do feel like we're a bit hero hammery again when I play this game, and I think giving heroes more output is always a good thing.
Yeah.
Also,
do you want to do Diabolical Spender?
Yeah, sure. An enemy model that targets this character or any unit they have joined during the shooting phase suffers an additional -1 hit for 35 points. Not bad at all.
No,
affects your unit.
Good in that chosen
affects your dragon.
Yeah,
affects your monster.
Affects your dragon.
It's good. Yeah, so good in your chosen unit because you want your chosen to get into units as much as intact as they can.
Yeah, I'm just not sure how effective any shooting is really going to be against them.
Weirdly,
Organ guns and Hellblasters. That's where it comes down to.
Weirdly, with Diabolic Splendor, there's an argument to say this could be pretty hot on like a wizard that joins a unit of Marauders.
Yeah.
That type
As
of
a
thing.
little sort of bunker.
Something that means that like you can't just like blitz them off with shooting
like
and they're
bows
going
or
to get in your
handguns or
mush.
something. Yeah.
Again, quite good on your cavalry, your Marauder cavalry, as well potentially.
Yeah.
I think it could be workable. I'm not writing home about it, but I don't hate it.
Yeah.
Tell you who you are taking though.
Yeah.
1+
Yeah.
every game.
Yeah.
Enchanting Aura.
Outrageous.
35 points. Enemy units engaged in combat with his character can't use strikes first. Any models that do not have strikes first, special rule becomes subject to strikes last.
Outrageous.
Stupidly good. It just is. For 30, this is the 50-point gift.
Yes, this
And
is.
even then, it's too cheap.
It should have been the 50-point gift. If you take Master Nesh, you are going first all the time,
Almost certain.
unless they have strikes first.
And unless they have strikes first and a high initiative,
There's not much that is going
Not
to
really.
meet that other than a charging like elf character with it. Because
Yeah.
one of the things with the elf characters is when they have strikes first, they lose elven reflexes,
Yeah.
which I think is a weird shame in redundancy.
Yeah.
If you're then going to have stuff that takes
that
strikes
takes
first
strike
away.
first away.
But Enchanting Aura is
Phenomenal.
incredible.
Yeah.
I think if you're taking an infantry unit, this has to go into that infantry unit.
Yeah.
Yes.
It goes into a knight unit or anything like that.
Yeah.
It goes into a monster character. That's fine.
It makes your monster character nigh on unstoppable.
Yeah.
But I think I do think this works quite nicely in an infantry unit.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's where it's there. It makes great weapon infantry. At least it gives them a chance.
it does.
So Nesh,
mate.
great weapon infantry.
Yeah.
It's strike initiative too. Yeah, it's amazing on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah. 1+. Take it all the time.
Although weirdly,
Mm-hmm.
if I've already got strikes last,
It doesn't actually do anything.
yeah, actually, we're getting a bit overexcited here.
I'm not.
It,
Don't take it away from me.
No, we are, because it won't affect your great weapon infantry.
No, as in Max is saying, put it on a unit with great weapons.
Yes.
What, for when you charge?
Yeah.
Yeah, for when you charge, but not when you get charged.
Or, if I get charged, I'm then go, oh no, I'm still going before you, aren't I? Yeah, of course.
Because
Yeah.
I'm initiative.
So, yeah, okay.
Because this gives you strikes last, but
Yeah.
then you apply the modifier
so
to the
your
initiative.
initiative full.
So don't...
if you charge
yeah,
far enough.
but it's very strong with Sinesh on stuff that's striking at its initiative, is what I'm saying.
Particularly,
Halberds.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Halberds is
Halberds
where it's
are
at.
the top tier,
Halberd
Yeah.
chosen.
as they have always been.
Halberd chosen with this is
Enchanting
really
Aura.
outrageous.
Yep.
Very strong on a lot of stuff,
Mm.
but yeah, very good there.
Go along to the next one.
Yeah, so this one's Aura of Pain. At the 1.1 step of the fight phase, the choose and fight combat sub-phase, if you will, a single enemy unit engaged takes D6 strength 3 hits with no armor or regen saves permitted. Ward saves can be attempted as normal. Now,
It's 30 points.
And it's once per game.
Is it once per game? Oh, it is once per game, yeah.
but
How do you feel like once per game, Ryan Scott?
I don't mind it when they're guaranteed to go off.
Yeah.
When they're spells, just leave it
but
alone.
it is random for the D6.
It is,
But
yeah.
if I charge you with a unit of spicy knights, expensive ones,
Yep.
like your ground knights,
Yep.
that's quite scary. It goes before we
Yeah.
start actually fighting,
Uh-huh.
and it could take attacks off you, but more over than taking attacks
I
off
do
you.
like the fact that
It's just potentially killing really expensive
Yeah.
models.
I do like the fact it's strength 3. Most of the stuff that's this sort of thing is like strength 2.
Yeah.
So I do like the fact it's strength 3. So stuff like Chaos Knights, Grand Knights, they're all being winning on 5s. Empire
Not
Knights,
6s. Yeah.
6s. Empire Knights being winning on 4s.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I just
Yeah.
think
No,
it's really strong.
it's okay. It's okay.
Master Immortals, ooh, 25 points. Unless his character is fleeing, friendly units of Chaos Marauders, Marauder Horsemen gain +1 modifier to the leadership characteristics, whilst within this character's command range.
Yeah.
I don't think it's bad. Again,
No,
if
it's
you've
not
got that
terrible.
wizard at the back fishing around, it could be really strong.
Yeah.
If you've got nothing you think's really amazing on your general, then I say this because I don't know if you need enchanted aura on your general,
No.
which I think's really amazing. The +1 attack is good, but it's probably a bit too expensive. The shooting phase ones are right, but probably wouldn't bother on my general. Can't be winning on a 2, maybe not going to bother on my general. Dark Majesty feels too expensive. Actually, I'm looking down this list and thinking, if I haven't, maybe I will. And all of a sudden, I've got potentially leadership 10 on my.
But if it's on your general, then I don't think you say you got in general.
Don't know.
Oh no, you give him +1 modifier to
You
leadership.
see what I mean?
So you basically make them leadership 10.
Yeah.
Well, see, it's
If you've
+1
got
modifier
Chaos
to their leadership characteristic, not the Chaos Laws.
Yeah, but you
characteristic.
pass.
That you
Do they swap out the characteristic, or do they use his leadership?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Either
Well,
way, I don't hate
yeah.
this, guys. It's all right.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Situational. If you've got like a fair chunk of Marauders, Marauder Horsemen, maybe you find the points for it.
Yeah.
If you've got like 1 or 2 units, I probably wouldn't bother.
Acid Icon?
Yeah, Acid Ica. 15 points. For every wound this character loses during a challenge, their enemy suffers a strength 4 hit, AP -2.
The fact it says during a challenge is...
Yeah,
well, you don't have
that's
to
good.
challenge anymore. We haven't
No,
mentioned that. That's a
Warriors
big,
don't have to
big
challenge anymore.
strength
Yeah,
to
because
them.
they lost the either gods.
This is good on your champions, though.
If they die, they might kill someone, they might take that with
Take them down with them.
Can any champions take gifts?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can they?
Yeah.
quite a lot.
Oh, no, actually, no.
No,
it's
they
not
take
my-
items.
They take items. I don't know if
They
they
can't
take
take
I
gifts.
can not take gifts.
Dragon
Apologies.
Ogre ones can.
Yes.
Shut up.
The Shartax.
Oh, no,
maybe that's-
they can't. They take mutations. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I got
yes,
excited.
yes,
So
why?
it is only characters. Maybe like
Apologies. Yeah, apologies. Sorry, guys.
maybe you're exalted, like your mid-tier combat character.
Yeah, it's not bad. I don't. Again, it's like if I've got the points, I might, and I'm not spending on another one, I might pay for
Maybe,
it.
yeah.
But
I don't think it's worth it on like a 2-wound character because you're gonna get one hit with it and then the character.
I can have 2 gifts on the same character as well. I
Yeah.
just can't have
more
than
the
the
same,
same
gift
one
twice.
more than once. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in my army, so
Yeah.
actually this is not bad because it combines with others potentially as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be quite fun. It'd be quite good on a Chaos Lord Dragon, a Chaos Dragon Lord, if
If he ever got wounded.
If he actually ever got wounded.
Yeah.
It's not bad on a Demon Prince.
No, it's
No,
not
it's
bad.
not.
I just don't like the fact it only works in a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Poisonous slime.
Yeah, go
You
on.
get poison attacks. I mean, it's alright.
15
Character,
points.
but not their mount. Yeah. It's okay.
Does mean I've got poison attacks at -1 with my hand weapon.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I just don't think
Not terrible.
bother. Just don't think I bother.
So
A bit underwhelming overall that
gifts-
slot.
Yeah.
Absolute
yeah,
filth, and then some stuff that's a bit meh.
Meh.
Enchanted Aura for me, extra arm. I do like extra arm.
I like it. I
Don't
just
hate
think
it.
it's a bit too expensive.
I do kind of like Aura Pain.
I don't hate Dark Majesty either. I just don't. I just think it's too expensive.
Too expensive.
Yeah.
Right, Warriors of Chaos magic items then, and we're going to start off with the magic
A spicy
weapons.
one.
The spicy one, the Demon Sword, which is now a magic weapon, not a item,
Gift, yeah.
gift. What
Yeah.
it used to be. The Demon Sword is range of combat, strength of the user plus D3, AP -2, extra attacks D3, magical attacks, strikes first.
Disgusting. It is 75 points.
He's 75 points. Every roll of natural 1 to hit when rolling to hit with his weapon results in a hit which must be resolved against the unit the wielder has joined rather than the enemy. If the wielder has not joined a unit, the hit must be resolved
He
against
punched
the
himself in
wielder.
the face.
So, I mean, 75 points is a lot of points.
My issue is I don't know who you put this on.
Well, I mean, there's a big argument for the Sorcerer on the Dragon.
There is an argument for Source Dragon.
Because, let's face it, you're not going to kill yourself with it. You've still got your ward save as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
And
You've still got an armor save.
and you've actually got a roll to wound. You're only actually strength 7, so it's freeze
Yeah.
against your dragon.
Is he only is Sorcerer Lord strength 4?
Strength 4 both.
So yeah, at best it's strength 3. It's 3's to win, sorry.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who don't put it on. The Demon Prince.
No,
No.
don't
You're-
do that.
you- 'cause
He'll
I mean-
probably kill himself.
Because you're ignoring your armour and your regen.
No,
Yeah,
but
he'll
I mean,
probably just kill
like I
himself.
say, with strikes first as well, it's quite a scary one.
Yeah.
It is a scary
Yeah,
one.
no,
So
that's
Demon
fair.
Sword, I just think it's too many points for what it is. I feel...
See, I don't
I don't
think
think
it's
it's
too
too
many
many
points for what it is, but I think because of how much it is, that's why you won't see it. Because you can't really combine it with anything.
I
No.
also have to ask myself, do I need this?
Yeah.
Could I just have an Ogre Blade on my Chaos Lord?
Can you save 10
just
points?
a lance.
Save some points, or a lance. He's on
Yeah.
a dragon. The dragon's going to do the job. I mean, a Banticore Lord with the Ogre Blade's quite scary.
Yeah.
So,
Chaos Rune Sword.
Uh-huh.
Now, 45 points. The Chaos Rune Sword is back. It was missing for an edition.
and I think it's good.
It is good. It
Yeah.
was always good, to be honest.
Yeah.
Range combat, strength +1 is the strength of the model +1. -1 to your AP, magical attacks. You get +1 modifier to web skill and initiative.
Very solid.
45 points. I
Yeah.
don't think you go wrong with that, to be honest.
Very solid. I'd like a bit more AP. Even like an Armour Bane 1 would be nice. But still very good.
Stick it on Dragon Ogre Shagoth.
Yeah.
I
do
well,
think
that's
it's
what I
better,
was
yeah.
saying. The
Yeah.
Shagoff looks good to me for
Yeah, I
that.
do think it's good.
Yeah, I mean, the only question for me is sort of where I'm putting it, because I'm probably not putting this on my Lord on a big monster.
No, I don't think you
No.
are.
I don't think I really need it or want it on
A
him.
Demon Prince, maybe.
Possibly the Demon Prince.
Yeah.
It makes him weapon skill 8, initiative 8,
Strength 7.
strength
Strength
7,
seven,
minus one
minus 1 AP.
Yeah, not bad on him. Not bad.
No, not bad at all. So could be
Could see it on the Sorcerer Lord, saving 30 points from that Demon Sword above it.
And don't forget, when you're
What
attacking
about-
the Sorcerer Lord on a monster, you use the Sorcerer Lord's weapon skill. That would make him weapon skill 6. So I think it's
Yeah.
got a lot of mileage on that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Filth Mace then, 40 points. Is range combat, the strength of the user +1, -1 AP, magical attacks. Any model that suffers 1 or more unsaved wounds from the Filth Mace must immediately take a toughness test. If the test is failed, the wounded model suffers -1 modifier to toughness characteristic until the end of the turn.
To a minimum of 1.
To minimum 1. Too many points.
End of the turn's the big killer there for me, because it's like, well, who's attacking now? Unless I'm going before something, maybe my mount.
If it was the rest of the game, then maybe.
Yeah,
but
I'm not keen.
Anything to add, Phil?
No, I don't think it's too many points. I think it's a few too many.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe 30 points. I think it's alright for 30 points.
There's quite a lot of underwhelming magic weapons.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I think that's been a problem in Warhammer for a while. I don't think it's anything new about.
There's like
the
2
old
or
world.
3 that you've seen, and that's about it.
But yeah, I think there's some underwhelming.
Yeah.
And the last weapon is the Spell Thieving Sword, which is 20 points. It is ranged combat, strength user, -1 AP, magical attacks. Any enemy wizard that suffers 1 or more unsaved wounds from Spell Thieving Sword immediately forgets a single spell determined at random for the remainder of the game.
You're probably going to kill a wizard.
Just kill the wizard.
You're probably going to kill him
just
if you
kill
wound him. Yeah.
The only thing that's not going to kill a wizard is your own wizard. That's not likely to kill another wizard.
Even then, he's got
3
reasonable
attacks.
chance.
Yeah. No, I think it's a leave at home job.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, so big winner there is the Rune Sword.
Although, to be fair, you could take that on a champion.
You can take on champion, yeah. Taking a Shartak.
Or like
He's
a chosen champion, or a
Chosen
knight champion.
Shartak's got 4 attacks, but he doesn't kill it.
Yeah, he'll probably kill the wizard anyway.
Yeah. Who wants to take armour?
Armour, I'll go for the armour. Armour of the Damned for 70 points. It's full plate armour. In addition, during the combat phase, enemy models must reroll successful to hit made against the wearer.
70 points is a lot of points.
It is a lot of
on
points.
the mid-level Chaos Lord though.
The
He's got 75.
Exalted?
That
Exalted
lets him
champion,
have
yeah.
a full plate save, which is something you can't get otherwise. 70 is a lot, but this does make you reroll successful hits against.
The weapon skill 6.
Or a dragon at weapon skill 7.
Sorcerer Lord?
That's
Sorcerer
pretty
Lord.
terrifying.
Rerolling against that.
Rerolling against that. I mean, that's pretty terrifying.
Most of the time, that's also like against the unit. That's also a Lord's going to be hit on 4s, so you're halving the number
This
of
is
6.
good, I think, with the Manticore, because you get the 4-up save benefit, because you don't with the dragon.
Yeah.
Because you can't take a shield on the
Yeah,
wizard,
yeah,
but on
yeah.
the Manticore, I could see that being useful.
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
Crimson Armour of Dargan for 40 points is the only other magic armour. Models whose troop type is infantry or cavalry only. Crimson Armour of Dargan is a suit of heavy armour. In addition, the wearer is immune to multiple wounds X special rule. If the wearer suffers an unsafe wound from an attack with this special rule, they lose a single wound.
Exactly the same as a Bretonian one.
Upsetting
good.
Upsetting you can't take this on Dragon Lord.
Why? Oh, infantry or cavalry.
Yeah.
That's why.
Upsetting you
Yeah,
can't.
less good.
Can't take it on the chariot either.
Can't take it on Chariot. You can take it on your demonic
Demonic
mount.
mount. Dude.
Suppose.
Yeah.
Bad.
I mean,
That is a shame.
you can take it on a Demon Prince though,
You can.
Yeah.
which
You can.
probably is where it might lie.
Yeah, actually, there it's pretty hot, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't think it's worth it because of the unstable special rule.
And does he get hit that often when he's within 3 of a unit? No.
It's only really
he's not a
going
large
to come into
target
effect in combat.
either, is he? So if he stands behind something, he can't be targeted.
I'm just more looking at stuff in combat if it goes against something that's got the Ogre Blade or the
Yeah.
Yeah, but is it going to
Giant
save
blade.
him? Because alright, he only takes 1 wound, but then he crumbles
He crumbles, yeah.
by that 1 wound.
maybe.
Yeah, not as sold on that one. It's a good idea, but I don't know how often it will come up really hot.
James take target.
I do think, to be fair though, just quickly, there's a few more items that could do with that. Models whose troop type is infantry or cavalry only.
Yeah,
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
Crown of Everlasting Conquest, regen 5+, 40 points. We were having this chat earlier about the fact that High Elves have got a 20-point version of this that they can spam.
That's common.
That's common, that's right.
That they can spam, and I think we're saying that they feel like they're going to be all dragon all the time because there's not really as much flexibility as in other lists. Perhaps we were just sort of shooting some breeze earlier, and it just feels odd to me that the Bretts have got one exactly the same effect, 40 points. It just feels strange that you've got the same items in different armies
With different names.
with vastly different points costs attributed. It's very very dirty though.
I mean, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
make no
it's
mistakes.
It's very good.
it goes onto your characters and makes them incredibly hard to kill.
Yeah,
Even
I think, to be honest, it's also the right points. I think the high off one is
way
too
too
cheap.
cheap.
It's way too
I
cheap
agree.
and it's
Way too
common.
cheap.
Why? I don't know
Yeah,
why
it's
it's
mad.
common.
I don't know why it's common.
Yeah, I do. I again, any mount is good. Chariot,
Yeah.
filthy, Banticore, filthy,
Even
Dragon,
Dragon, Mondo, filthy.
Even then, the mid-level Chaos Lord, the Exalted Hero with this thing.
Yeah,
Toughness
not
4,
bad.
3 wounds. It's got 5 ward save.
Yeah.
4 up arm save probably. 3 up arm save if you want. And then maybe. And then 5
Anything
regen.
that isn't unstable
Yeah.
is getting a huge benefit.
Yep.
There you go. And the brazen collar, then you get this. This is really strange to me. Like, very common, 20 points, Magic Res 2.
Yeah.
Really good, but I pay 40 points for a very common Magic Res 2 in the main rulebook.
Yep.
So I'm paying half the points to do it here. This is the stuff that I just don't get.
Yeah.
Magic Res 2 is just good for everyone.
I could sort of understand if this one wasn't very common. So if you could take Magic Res 2 once for half the points in a Chaos Army, I wouldn't mind that as much. It's like, oh, they get a little bit of buff on it. Yeah, okay, cool. It also helps you want to do like a sort of super corny themed list. Corny, KH, not corny as in, you know, corny.
As in the vegetable.
Sure. Like, I wouldn't mind that as much. But the fact this is all so common.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Or the fact that it's not tied. I think it's a shame that some of these are not tied to marks as well anymore.
No,
Yeah, I
It's
think
like
that's a big shame.
And we're going to see
Yeah.
two of those in banners. To be honest,
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the whole common magic item thing. I'm
No.
not the biggest fan of it.
No, I think it's a mechanic that's going to lead to problems. I'll say.
Yeah. Speaking of banners, should we go to banners then?
Yeah, I like these.
The Warriors have actually got some really good banners.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah.
Banner of the Gods, this is the big one, which is 75 points. A unit carrying the Banner of the Gods ignores all negative modifiers to its leadership characteristic.
Hello, Chosen. Thank you, Chosen.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think what kind of Terra's the big one. That's a
Terra.
Being under half strength.
Under half strength for
Yep.
rallying. Yep.
And any effect that does it, -2 leadership,
Spells.
being in
Spells,
range
yeah.
of the spell from the lore of necromancy.
Spirit Leech. That's
Yeah.
the one that does it.
You got the Vortex one as well.
Yeah. I don't know what that one is, but yeah, there's a vortex that does it.
Yeah.
If you're in like 6 or 8 of
There's
it.
also items like the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Banner of the Gods is
combat res. Is combat res a modifier to your leadership?
I don't think that is because you don't modify. You roll a dice.
Yes, but you
Oh,
test against the
yeah.
modified for giving ground. So are you effectively old school stubborn
Yes.
with the give ground?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Technically.
I actually would say that.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to double check that, but if that is correct, then yeah, I mean, that's incroyable, as the French
Incroyable! Sacre
bleu! Wrong deep dive.
As the Belgians would say.
Yeah, really good.
Banner of the Gods, yeah.
Filth.
75 points. That just feels like it's just
It's
made for
also
Chosen.
Chaos Dwarf banner, just so you're clear.
Yeah.
It just feels
Forged
like
in the depths of Zalmagron.
it just feels like it was made just for Chosen.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I just want to touch back with this next item on something we talked about earlier as well.
The next one.
Doom
Yeah.
Totem, 65 points. All enemy units that can draw a line of sight to the model, carrying a Doom Totem, suffers -1 to their leadership characteristic. Now suddenly, a BSB on a Manticore looks really good, right?
Yes.
And he looks extra sexy if I combine him with Dark Majesty
Yeah.
for another -1 leadership when taking the terror checks against him.
I think Doom Totem works best on, as you said, something that is large target. That ignores all the line of sight.
Yeah.
Jazz.
Ignores other units for line
Yeah.
of sight.
And Dark Majesty,
And
and
then when
I'm
you drop-
invested points,
Yeah.
but now I'm like, take a -2 terror check.
See, have you ever invested 115 points into that BSB?
Yeah, but you know what? If you fail that check with something really important, you're in a lot of trouble.
140 points because you've got to make him the BSB.
Yeah, but that's fine.
And you're probably going to put making.
We say this, I have. He is still a
He's still
chaos
gonna
dude
kill a lot
on a
of stuff.
Manticore
Yeah.
who's gonna
And can take
smash a lot of
75
stuff.
points worth
That
of items if
com-
you do the big one.
and comes with Fire Water.
And when
Yeah.
you're in combat with me, you're -1 to your leadership when you take your break test because I cause terror.
Yeah.
Which is now -2 because my Doom Totem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the Doom Totem just feels like then it's just made for BSBs then. Banner of Gods made for
Yeah.
Chosen.
Yeah.
Doom Totem made for BSBs and Manticores.
Yeah.
BSB's on.
Why are Manticores the big winners?
No, I like the Bandicoot. It's all over it.
Blast is standard, 40 points. The unit carrying the Blast standard may reroll any rolls of natural one will make an armor save roll against wounds suffered during the shooting phase.
I don't hate it when you can get 3-up armor on your units against shooting with T4.
Yeah.
When you've got a 2-up armor save on your Chosen Knights,
Yeah.
I don't hate it on regular Chaos Knights either.
they can only get to a 3-up armor save. That's the only
Yeah,
issue.
but rerolling ones really helps to offset the fact
Yeah.
that I'm only on that.
This is one of
I
the
think it's okay.
These used to be Zinch only,
Yeah.
but now
Yeah.
it's just for everyone.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
Yeah, 40 points. Maybe.
I think particularly on a unit of knights where you're not going to have that many models, I think it feels too much at 40 points.
Yeah, potentially.
And then if you take it on like a bigger unit of infantry, you're not going to get as much benefit because they've got a slightly worse save.
Yeah.
Unless you go full plate shield Chosen, which you could do.
And then Banner Rage is the last banner. The unit carrying Banner Rage gains Frenzy. Unlike other Frenzy units, they cannot lose Frenzy.
Yeah, solid.
Yeah, good.
I mean, Frenzy.
Solid.
I mean, not being able to lose Frenzy is a good
Yeah.
good thing there. But Frenzy in itself is
Not so
There
much.
are much bigger negatives than there used to be.
Yeah.
weirdly enough. This banner is a corn banner, but doesn't really go into a corn unit.
No. Not at all, because you've already got friends.
I mean, you can give it to a Khorne unit because then they'll just won't lose frenzy.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
know why
But then
you
it's,
do
it's a bit redundant. That
Yeah, put it on a SNES unit.
That's a bit like
That, you do, genuinely, you put it on a SNES
Put it on a
unit.
SNES
They've got
charging
extra
unit.
initiative.
They've got hysterical frenzy now.
Yay.
But
They've got the extra
Hey!
initiative. They don't worry about panics, which aren't going to bother them much anyway.
no,
But
it's really dirty.
they go quicker and with more attacks.
And you're going to pick them up and move them 24 inches and put them 1 inch in front of your opponent anyway.
When we get to that point, yeah.
So
Because that's tax. We don't talk about it.
no, we're not. So you're
So
going to do tricks like that, and then suddenly your opponent's going to.
Yeah,
think,
you take Demonology because it has the Steed of Shadow spell, which just
Gives
gives
the unit fly 12.
12. I mean, it's just like everyone gets a magical horse.
Yeah, they just pull horses out their pockets,
in
jump
marching
on them.
column.
Yeah, they go
If you're chosen,
basically.
36 move, 1 inch in front of the enemy. Right,
What,
the
why do you
enemy.
need to move 36?
No, because they're a long way away. The
Yeah,
enemy
Because you can play
charge
Manic
you.
Pass.
The enemy charge you. You're stubborn, so you
Yeah,
you
effectively.
fall back in good order. Just
Oh, right,
fine.
yeah.
And then you do your reform, and if things are not working, or if you just get pushed back because you passed your test because you've got unmodified leadership, you are drilled. So you just reform and then
And
charge,
then charge them.
with your immutable. Oh, you immutable friends. You'd have to be in your BSB. Either way,
I would say,
a lot of good stuff.
I will say that
Wild.
you can risk do that without being in marching column.
Yeah,
You
comfortably.
don't need to be in marching column.
Comfortably.
you've got all the choices.
Yeah, and then you've got the Enchant Aura to make your opponent strike last.
Yeah.
So you'll go first.
Yep.
Oh dear.
So enchanted then.
Who wants
let's
to
get there.
start off?
Yeah, I'll do that. The Pendant of Damnation, 30 points. Infantry or cavalry models only. The bearer gains +1 modifier to their attacks characteristic for every wound they lose.
This is the old Pendant of Sinesh without
Yeah.
the take your leadership checks on 1 dice.
Yes.
That's what it used to
And
do.
without having to be Mark of Sinesh.
Yeah.
And 20 points cheaper.
Yeah, but you've lost the
You've lost
leadership
the
element.
leadership.
Yeah.
The
I
thing
like
is,
the sort of inbuilt balance of you can't use it on a dude with like 10 wounds.
Yeah.
this is a monstrous cav choice,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
this
it's
is Sonic Mount choice.
It's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same
which
as
is what it was before.
Yeah.
same as a Crimson Armor or Dargon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's one for your demonic
Demonic
mounts,
mounts.
guys.
Possibly a Demon Prince.
Posse blood, but
I mean, you might be losing wounds because I'm unstable, so it's guaranteed some attack.
that's
Yeah.
fair. Helm of Many Eyes gives the wearer but not their mount strike first. However, they are stupid. So it's the same as it was.
Yeah.
It's 5 points less than it used to be. It doesn't give you +1 armor anymore because
No,
it's
it
not
doesn't.
armor.
No, it's in
Oh
trial.
yeah, it's the armor.
Even though it's a helm.
So
Yeah.
yep. So
It strikes first is good,
Yeah.
but when you got the option of having Enchant Aura, so strikes first might not come into.
It might not matter. Yeah.
yeah,
I
and I,
don't-
just
I
think
don't
the
mind
fact
it,
it
though.
doesn't add to my armor anymore and it makes me stupid, I wouldn't bother.
Okay.
Yeah. Favourite God Scott?
Favour of the Gods. This is another common one. Single use, 5 points. The bearer of the Favour of the Gods may re-roll the d6 when rolling of the Gaze of the Gods table,
Oh,
which you
I
went
take
through earlier.
you-
think
Take-
that's 1+.
This is
Yeah.
a 1+
On every character.
combat character
Yeah.
because I might not bother to roll on it on my wizards.
Well,
And
if you was on
if
a
I
battle,
if I get stupid and fail a test, I can't cast spells. So maybe I'll
Yeah, which is why I probably wouldn't roll on the
Oh,
table.
you wouldn't
for
roll,
my
if you
sorry.
was
wizards.
on a Bannockle or on a
Yeah,
dragon,
then maybe. Yeah.
Well, I think if you're, I think it's 1+ on each character. It's 5 points.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take 2 if you can.
See,
Yeah.
I think you get this on, and the first time you roll a 1, you re-roll it, and then you start to think about when are you going to roll it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying before when I was like, I'd roll it every turn. I'd roll it every turn, either until I roll a 1 and have to re-roll it and use my Favour of the Gods because I'm obviously taking one, or I get into combat where I just carry on rolling it.
Yeah, but yeah, Favourite of Gods is really good.
Really
Yeah.
good.
It's just really strong.
And very common.
Yeah.
And very common, and 5 points. Don't cheat!
5
5 points!
Yep.
Arcane items then. The last little bit we're here.
Mhm.
Well, not last, we were still
No,
lost.
Last
Last
items.
spells.
Last of the items.
Last items. Skelakatam, 60 points. It has gone up a lot of points, but it has got some more benefits. The bearer of the Skelakatam and any other wizard within 3 inches, friend or foe, may apply a +1 modifier to casting roll they make.
It's actually...
I said other benefits. I didn't say they're really good.
No, it's effectively the skull of Rakos, was it? From
Staff
the
of
old recent
Rakos, yeah.
book that used to do similar
But the
things.
staff of Arcos only affected friends, not foes as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a longer range.
Dreadful.
Yeah,
It's
60
60
points.
points, yeah.
It's
The
rubbish.
+1 to casting, very, very good.
I've got to
But
have
it's
2
too many
wizards though.
points.
Yeah.
We don't have to.
I mean, you
Oh, sorry, the bearer. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I've just realised. I thought they had to be within range.
No,
no.
but they don't. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
But it's still too many points.
It's still too
because
much
your
points.
wizards aren't going to be that close to each other if
No.
you do have to.
Too expensive.
Infernal Puppet. The Infernal Puppet is back, baby. Doesn't do what it used to do, unfortunately. 50 points. Unless the owner of the Infernal Puppet is fleeing or engaged in combat, they may use it whenever any wizard that within 24 inches makes a casting roll. If they do so, the enemy wizard must roll an extra d6 and discard the highest.
Vile.
Yeah, disgustingly good.
That is every casting. It's every casting roll for every wizard.
I just double checked that and I was like, surely this is one used. No, it's not. Okay.
Every time, every wizard, 24 inches.
I will say,
really good.
One thing that will sort of is worth taking into account is, I think more and more people are doing this, and it's the right way to do it. Keeping their wizards back,
Yes.
and just out of range to be dispelled. So then you're going to be out of range of this.
But I think again, if it's my flying wizard thing, which I will do with this army.
If you're on a manacle.
But yeah, I mean, look, overall, I think it's got some mileage, that one.
You can't use it if your wizard's engaged, so you've got to throw him up, not be in combat.
And then eat their wizard next turn.
And then potentially their wizard next turn.
That would be the plan in my head, but I mean, it might not work.
No. And the last one is a spell familiar, which is another very common one, which is 15 points.
Yeah.
It's 0 to 1 per wizard.
Yeah, so you can take it on multiple different wizards, but you can't take more than one on the same wizard.
The owner of the spell familiar knows one or more spells.
Knows one more
spell.
Then he's normal for their level of wizardry.
So this is in...
So level 4 knows 5
I think High Elves, Dark Elves, there might be another army that's also got this. There's, I think, 3 or 4 that have got this 15 points.
Which is called the exact same thing.
No, it's a silvery
Yours
one.
is silvery
for High
one.
Elves.
Oh no, I've seen another army with just spell familiar.
But what bothers me is this this very common suddenly for Chaos.
Yeah.
Like, why is it the same points and everyone can take it?
Yeah.
We're back to like these just the oddities that I see that I don't really understand. It's really dirty. 100%. I'd probably take
points,
it.
How many points to the law familiar?
35. I think
35.
Yeah.
Would you take? Is this you either take the risk of not getting the spell you want, or you spend an extra 25?
I wouldn't, because I don't think there's any law that I can think of that you desperately want one spell.
Demonology.
What one spell do you want from Demonology?
Well, I mean, I'm a bit like that with the combination I'm thinking of taking to the event, but I don't want to say it because this will be out before then. And I'm very similar in that the familiar would be better, but due to the points value I have available to me to spend, I can only afford the 15.1. But I'm looking and thinking I will almost certainly roll. I might have one game where I don't roll it, so let's just hope it's not against the thing I'm trying to do.
That you really need it for.
Yeah. In which case you might have to do it a very different way.
James, you want to keep yourself with the Law of Chaos?
Like lose. Do you know what? I'm just going to go for it. So Law of Chaos, these are the spells that you can swap your...
extra signatures.
Yeah, they're signatures. So you instead of taking your sig from your law, you can swap for one of these.
They are completely dependent on what mark you have.
Yeah, so there's one for undecided wizards, and then there's one for each of the flavoured wizards that take wizards that can take wizard levels, not corn. There you go.
There you go.
For the flavours of the gods.
There's one for Mark of Chaos Undivided, and there's one each for Slanesh, Nurgle, and Zinch.
There you go.
Not easy.
So Winds of Chaos is the one for undecided. Hex. 7+/9+, range 21 because
24 would have been too good.
24 would have been too good,
18,
and 18
not really
would
good
not
enough.
be really good enough.
I really don't think it would have. I'm not a big fan of this.
If you go 7 or more, the target enemy unit suffers -1 to its movement. I don't hate it. If it's 9 or more, it's -2 to their movement until your next start of turn sub-phase. It's alright.
Not bad.
It's not bad at all. It's a good control spell.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hex, so you've got to get it. Once you're in, you can't get it, so it's worth bearing in mind with you. But you don't need arc because it's a hex, so that's not bad.
I don't mind that.
Acquiescence.
Oh, classic.
Casting 6+,
This is
range
the Slanesh one.
12, very short. Until the end of the combat phase, the target enemy unit becomes subject to strikes last. I'm not a fan.
No. Because you can't cast it on a unit already engaged in combat. So this is only going to help for a unit you are about to charge,
if you're
which
charged,
you are almost certainly going to still go first.
Spells specify,
have to specify they can be cast
they can be cast into combat, and also
unless they're range self.
It also only lasts until
the end of
that one.
Phase.
So if there's any
That
follow
doesn't
up
even
in
help
next
if they
turn,
charge you.
No.
Yep.
or if they charge you, yes.
Yeah, the fact you're casting this before you charge.
Yeah.
Unless you've got a great weapon.
Even then, you're
probably still
going first.
Slanesh
all at the same time.
Yeah, it's
great.
Weird.
Or maybe if it's cavalry and you're going to get countercharged by them.
It's alright on that, but yeah.
Very situational.
Odd.
It does have a very low cost.
Probably not worth a swap. It's also 12-inch range, so
yeah,
really
it's super low.
12-inch range is
so Fleshy Abundance. This one is self, which is good. We like those because they tend
But say the next one,
to be
James.
useful. 7+. Also looks quite hot.
Solid.
But remains in play, so I'm immediately disappointed. Whilst the spell is in play, the caster and the unit they join get +1 toughness. It's good.
Maximum of 7. Random.
So number
Super random.
But it's good. And could be extra spicy on a Wizard on a Dragon. Which might be why it's capped to 7.
Well, they can only get to 7. Oh no, don't. They get to 5. They start at 5.
6.
No, because Sorcerer Lord is only toughness 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, look, overall, this one, it's alright. Again, it's alright, but it's gonna. I've got it for a turn effectively because on a 7+ to cast, it's very easy to stop.
Yeah, probably.
And then Blue Fire. This one's a magic missile with a range of 18,
This is
9 plus to cast, so bigger cast value. D6 +3 strength, 4 hits at -2 AP and flaming attacks. So it's a slightly less hitting, but much more offensively damaging. Fireball.
With a slightly less range.
I also want to say the days of Warp Flame are over.
Yeah.
Finally, the days of we've actually got flaming attacks.
That's a really good spell.
Really
although
good.
I am then having taken Mark of Zinch, which we were saying we're maybe not.
Yeah, isn't great. I do like the spell.
That might be why you took Mark of Zinch.
You could look at this and say I was taking like 2 or 3 level 1s or level 2s. It's a high cast. I know it's a high cast.
It's quite a high cast.
Really high cast for a level 2. Although if
it's 7+. It's an average.
If they're in a unit,
they're in the unit.
Yeah, if they're in a unit of like Zinch Marauders.
Yeah, they could get up to +3, and then I'd be thinking I'd probably get that.
Possibly where you do it, like 6 or 7 Zinch Marauder Horsemen. Because then you've got less models. You're much more manoeuvrable, but you're still unit strength 10.
Yeah, and you've got the 360 arc.
If you're not, no, because you would have to not be in that. Oh, if they're in skirmish formation.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. And then you can get the maximum out of the fire and flee as well.
Yeah.
Does that apply if the character joins the unit?
Might be a majority, might be all models,
check
not
that.
sure.
But
overall, the lore of Chaos though is a bit underwhelming to me.
Yeah.
I
think Blue Fire's the best spell, but it's unfortunately the worst mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't hate Winter Chaos. I think you might find that to be quite useful.
Yeah, I really like that.
To knock movement off of the enemy is pretty punishing.
Movement is massive.
I like Acquiesce until you sort of sit down and actually think about it.
I don't think it's going to come in very much.
And Fleshy Abundance
It's not going to come in a lot either.
I like it, even if it's good. It's good when
it's good in the turn in which you charge. You're going to something that can hit you back like Swordmaster or something like that.
Yeah.
They're probably going to be hitting you first.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you've got Enchanted Aura, but that's different.
Getting countercharged by Cavalry.
Yep.
That's the best transfer, I think, the countercharged by Cavalry, because like you say, you're going to have a lot of other shenanigans for that.
But that's the Warriors. Warriors done. I think the Warriors, people were giving them a hard rap when the game first came out.
Yeah.
They are a different army to what they were.
Yeah, your Demon Princes aren't 1+ anymore.
Most things are though, aren't they? In a way.
You absolutely can still take them.
Your Warriors aren't the absolute core that you can rely on.
No.
Your Troll armies are gone.
Yeah.
Are you gone?
Chimeras are gone.
Chimeras are they're not gone, but they might as well be.
Chimeras are gone.
Skulls are gone.
Skullcrushers are gone. The Hell
my beloved Hellstriders are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Hell Cannons are now just pony.
Yeah, they're not. They're not great.
Just pony.
Brilliant.
But I do like the idea that the age of the Combat Lord is here.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Dragon Ogres look good.
Dragon Ogres look very good.
Dragon Shaggos look good.
Chariots are still strong.
Manticore mounts.
Solid.
Very solid.
I think it's going to buy 2 because you get the kit comes with the option to build the Chaos Lord and the Sorcerer.
Nice.
Nice.
Way home. Yeah.
Don't do this to me.
Overall, I think they're still going to be viable, be competitive. They definitely look like there's some chops in there, but
Chaos Knights in 4, Chaos Chosen Knights in Special, Chariots
very cheap Warhounds.
Yeah, they're good.
Dragon Lords.
Army's good.
Yeah.
It's just the usual suspects. I feel like those monsters and cavalry.
Yep.
And chariots.
And chariots.
Yeah. Which are
certainly looking so. That way.
But that is going to, unless anyone else has anything to say about this, that is going to be it for us today for the deep dive Warriors of Chaos. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any sort of tips or tricks that you've found in your playtesting of the Warriors of Chaos, let us know in the comments below. But until next time, we'll see you guys later.
Remember to tag your friends and like, subscribe and share. Then head over to triplecrownwargaming.com and become a Knight of the Realm today.
What are you doing, mate?
Are you alright?
Do it for Warhammer!